bruh. Everybody ready? I'm sorry, I was calm and composed, and then Dill hit me with that. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vex, is the lurking legend. Y'all can just call me Vex. Welcome to yet another W session of the Scarlet Pirates One Piece D&D. I'm so hyped. This is honestly gonna be this is one of my most anticipated like sessions that I probably have ever had with this lovely bunch here. We're gonna be joined shortly by the goat himself, Torimori, who is being a little bit held up. Sorry for starting a little bit later than usual tonight, but we appreciate all you guys. If you're checking this out live, make sure you like the stream, send some love in chat. If you're catching the VOD, you're a goat. Thank you so much. Leave a little bit of love in the comment section. Check out all the links in the description to support and follow all of my wonderful players, as well as myself on all of my other platforms and the other groups. As far as the Eternal Dawn One Piece D&D community, I actually just added a new group to the description. Very, very hype. And I'm gonna send it on over to the captain of the Eternal Dawn himself to tell you guys a little bit more about that before we get into a recap. We got StrawHatLucas here to tell you what's up, who plays Cece, aka Julian, Casacasa. I got that backwards. How you doing, brother? Cool. I see what you did there. They clear. Wow. Also, it's a year-long campaign, not a year-long session. That sounds atrocious. Bruh. Nope. No. Navigator. I do a little bit of everything, but yeah, if you guys want to catch me, if you guys, I know this. If you guys want to see some more of some of our players here, and as well as myself, you know, some of our antics, go check it out. This Sunday, put a link to the Eternal Dawn channel in the description. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I myself cannot wait because I'm kind of a forever DM most of the time, so it's gonna be a blast to be able to be a player, and I'm really excited to, you know, play alongside some of the goats that we have here as a part of group 2. Speaking of group 2 though, I heard those guys solo. We also have our brother in arms. We have Lord Azrael being played by Lord Vegeta, aka Ragnar. How you doing tonight, brother? Yeah. Hell yeah, link in the description to his soon to be not dead TikTok. Next up we have the W Shipwright of the crew here. We have Partypete playing Bang D Boom. How you doing tonight, brother? Whoa. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. You're foul for that, Lucas. Wow. But yeah, we're glad to have you with us, Pete. Hope you're doing well. Nah, enjoy. Yeah, enjoy it. We're kind of stalling a little bit till torimori shows up anyways. So don't worry about it. Next up we got the first mate of this crew, the captain of another crew that we've been talking a whole lot about, which you can go see Sunday. We have NoChill Dill playing NoChill Dill. How you doing today, brother? Whoa, hold on. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Classic. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I haven't done this in so long. All right, now you guys are back.
What is up, YouTube? It's your boy NoChill Vex.
Holy shit. Get this guy off the stage.
Yo, I haven't... So what did you mean by you?
No, I haven't done that in so long. Thank you, Who Man, in the chat for letting me know that this could have been like a whole session.
Who Man, speaking of Who Man, check him out Sunday on the Eternal Dawn.
Yeah,
you scared my dog, Lucas. That's crazy. Like, but let's run it back a little bit. Ragnar, you said Ragnar, you said you were gonna be doing what on your TikTok? Link in the description.
First of all, I blame Dill for activating his fruit without permission. I gotta keep on saying stop doing that. But I did say I will be posting on my TikTok again, talking specifically about Dragon Ball Daima, because I'm a fanatic and I haven't posted in a year. Because I don't post for y'all, I really post for me because I think my ideas are original and unique and nobody else can think of them except for my crazy brain. So look forward to that.
Huge. Yeah, and then Lucas, what were you saying about some collection of goats that's gonna be happening on Sunday? Like, and
yes.
Who are you? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm sad everyone missed my Julian Casacasa in the comment, but
your mic
yes,
just cut
Sunday.
out too, so they missed it again.
No! Sunday, the Eternal Dawn YouTube channel, we will be hosting a new One Piece D&D campaign. A couple of the goats here, myself, Vexus, Dill will be there. We will be joined by Josh, Who Man in the chat, and the lovable Dex, and led by the wonderful DM of Balincc from Group 3. I hear they clear, and they're somehow bandits or something. I can't remember.
Wow.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Join us over there at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be killing it. Pico's solos, I've heard that. Beastie Boys.
Okay, calm down.
done. No.
And then Pete, Pete is living the dream as always and finishing up some ramen.
I'm here, you know. I'm live and direct. You know?
We just keep trying to push him to commercial break. It's so funny.
No, man, can't get a couple words in. That's why.
This is pure goober energy, and I'm here for it. And then Dill already did his thing. We're not gonna give him another chance to spit that. What's up?
An actual intro.
No, that's definitely your actual intro.
It was during the void, but I was gonna mention when Ragnar said that he's finally a captain. Little do they know that I'm also the captain of the Marine group. Ho ho ho.
There's not a captain in the Marine group.
I am.
Captain's, yeah, but hold on. Captain's just like a rank. It's just like a.
No. All right, so let's be real. I am not a captain as the rank because we are all Marine recruits, but I am the captain of the group who just unlocked Conquerors last session. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm more like a squad leader at best.
It's a weird flex. But we got one last.
A weird flex in the world where
we don't. He's here.
Oh, we forgot about
the trumpets play. He's here.
Drum roll, everybody. Just in time for our second intro because Dill had his damn devil fruit active for the whole first one. Let me know when you're ready to speak, brother. But we have been joined by the GOAT himself, the WDM of Group 14. as well as the W Helmsman here of Group 2, who definitely solos, the wielder of the bear trap shield, and the absolute Jonas Brothers Giga Chad himself. We got torimori, aka Mikey D, for 5 more minutes. I could keep. Okay, so this guy, he is such a goat. No, I'm just gonna go ahead and intro Balincc real quick.
Not a 5-minute glaze,
bruh. But yeah, he'll join us shortly. But we do have the captain and namesake of the Scarlet Pirates, the future queen of the pirates herself. We have Captain Scarlet being played by the one, the only Balincc. All right, now you stall for 5 minutes, Balincc.
Wait, I gotta start. Listen, man, I am the captain, right?
Speech.
Yo, I'm super like, just like Ragnar said, yo, this session determines the next 100,000 sessions, y'all. Y'all gotta lock in. All right,
100,000.
You gotta tee up.
Oh.
Group 2 for 15 years. Group 2 for 4 seasons.
100 years, 100 years, Group 2, let's go.
200
I
years.
don't know, Rick.
Three more seasons in Group 2. 5 seasons.
So I don't know. Do you guys want to just begin to recap? I'm gonna just like let y'all do it while I drink a bottle of water and kind of chill for a bit. Okay, y'all, what do y'all think was the most important takeaway?
Soloed, we saved a turtle.
Right. Nobody important passed away, and we got everything.
Fuck.
You know, Ragnar got
Drink your water.
a new fur coat. You know,
A new meat coat.
Hate it here.
yeah. New meat coat for real. A new meat coat. So we
That's
look
actually
good.
crazy.
Nothing extravagant.
I got a cyborg that I would love to take apart for parts, and you know, our illustrious captain somehow sweet talked this turtle into dragging our ship back to the ocean. So
Oh my lordy lord.
All right, let's not get it twisted. It wasn't somehow. It was voice of all things, because Scarlet is quite actually her.
Is that
leave
what
some
I
air
did?
of mystery, man.
Is that what I did?
You gotta leave him, you know, want more. You know, right?
I mean, they still get to find out about the unnamed fur coat that Ragnar got.
No one cares about Tegan.
Like,
By the way, I can help you
Who?
guys skin that thing. As a hunter, I know how to remove a pelt properly.
Right, you know, that's a, yeah.
Oh,
No one,
Lord
I
Azrael
promise, no
and his
one is here.
studies.
No one is here for Tegan.
Yeah.
Even Fugu had his brother.
Oh yeah, Fugu and Philip need to join the crew. I'm saying it now.
No, sir. No, sir.
Google it.
Wow.
Crazy.
Cece expertise is appreciated, but if there's one thing Lord Azrael is good at, is removing skin.
That's what I was trying to say, Ragnar. Like, Lord
Oh my
Azrael
God.
is a torturer by trade. He can do this pretty easily.
Hey, Cece, you gotta get on pretty rag cool. You know what I'm saying?
What?
You gotta join first. Right now, you're in a queen house.
Oh, okay.
In our hearts, you're in the crew. But we do have to have a drink whenever we settle down to commemorate.
I mean, we did.
We'll have a drink and some words. Some chat, if you will.
Drinking some words. Oh,
Let go.
the one and the only.
What's up? What's up?
Go.
I didn't want to bust in, but I didn't know when to just chime in and
Oh, perfect time.
Yeah.
Sir.
We're just spitballing, killing time, or
Right.
unaliving time.
Bro, I think in that context, YouTube is fine with it. I'm not even monetized anyways. It's cool.
I should hope.
But yeah,
Oh man.
is that the name of this session or this intro for sure?
Unaliving time, yeah.
Dude's gonna get an email from Susan. She's gonna come out
my
herself.
goodness. That's crazy. But yeah, so we just had a really, really climactic battle. Possibly capstoning, you know, this little mini arc that we've been in. It's good to have the whole crew with us. How you doing today, Mikey?
Oh man, I'm honestly worked down to the bone, but really glad to be here at the end of this day with y'all. So yeah, other than that, pretty good. How are you guys?
Killing it. Oh, my dog is about to bark. Hold on. But it's good to have you.
I feel that work to the bone, Mikey. I feel you.
Oh man, I know you feel it. You're always working hard, Pete. I
hard out here for a penalty.
So, added context to what Mikey had said. Unfortunately, it's not Susan anymore, but we might still get the email.
Is it really not? Am I that out of the loop? Who is it?
Neil Mohan.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Neil was
Don't
much of
take
a
my
ring
word
to
for
it,
it, but
but
I'm
okay.
pretty sure Susan passed away.
Hey, Vex,
Oh,
on
my.
the overlay, I'm an Eternal Dawn log post.
Yeah, he's his classic one.
Only when you mute, I think.
Only when I speak.
No, only when he speaks.
I'm looking at it right
It's good.
now.
Oh no,
It's
maybe
good.
it's when I mute.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah,
brand.
I'll fix it though. Yeah, good branding. Speaking of the Eternal Dawn, link in the description for those goats.
Sunday.
Just quit muting up,
Sunday.
dude. You're making me do more work. But yeah, where we last left off, these hooligans were leaving just like I said, a very climactic event where just a whole gigantic ambush of a ton of zombies had surrounded them, and I think there was I didn't count, but if somebody wants to count and leave a comment telling me how many it was, I'll believe you, even if it's not accurate. But it was a lot. It was
Do I
huge.
get inspiration if I say it?
Sure. Only if it's accurate, which means I do have to count it, and that'll have to be in between sessions.
There was at least 200.
Something like that. It was crazy. Enough to crash roll 20 several times over 2 sessions
Multiple
back.
times.
Yeah. So hopefully we're not gonna be having any more of those technical difficulties this time around. But yeah, we are so back. We are here. A gigantic gemhide turtle covered in several trees and a lot of shrubbery and grass and foliage and whatnot had awakened, and the captain in a golden moment had reached out to this thing and tried to persuade it and coax its will to be stronger than that of the mushrooms that were taking over its still functioning brain, and it kind of worked. It's not obedient to them, so it's just marching onwards to the ocean. And you see this large pool of water here where it was uprooted itself. It's been taking a nap there for quite some time, but it is going where it is most free, which is the ocean. There was also a gigantic part cyborg, part giant, part mink, part long arm tribe, part all kinds of different things, part fishman guy. His name's Franklin Gilman, who had carried the entire ship over to the scene of the crime here, and he had been shocked by you're throwing me off so much from the chat right now, but Bang D Boom had shocked him with his electrical lightning elemental culverin, and had kind of fixed something that was going haywire. Whatever his major malfunction was addressed and taken care of, and he is no longer trying to take Dill's legs, or Davos's heirloom, or parts of the ship or anything like that. So he had hopped on. You guys had this epic tug of war moment that was really freaking cool, and I love that, where y'all all banded together. And now the ship is being towed away by this gigantic gemhide tortoise. Gemhide
Not being
pride.
towed. It's a tortoise.
It is.
Bruh. It's being tortoised away by this gigantic gemhide creature.
I keep thinking we're leaving Russ behind, but I remembered he's on the ship.
Right.
He's freaking out. Yeah, he is at the worst time, I swear.
You know what? I got this.
No, me and Russ
Don't
are
worry about
the
it.
tortoise of the world.
A Scortiso.
forget.
Oh yeah,
He shot me last session.
I
I
forgot.
need my face.
Oh my god.
Can you make that just a little bit bigger?
Can I make what just a little bit bigger?
The ship token I dropped.
Oh no. Nah, it's gonna be tiny. It's just gonna be that big. That's it. That's how it is. Cool. So
It's not the size of the ship. It's the motion in the ocean.
okay.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Is
So
that compensation?
rest in peace to the fallen astronomer. Tigum is no longer with us, but Fugu and Philip have survived the onslaught, as have all of the crew. It was a very, very close call for several individuals. I think Ragnar's character, Lord Azrael, was in the most danger, not most consistently, but like yeah, there was a very real potentiality of him not making it. So this is pretty tense. A really, really hype series of sessions. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you do. Also, before we get like into it, the thick of it proper, you guys down to do another SBS next week? Because we did just get a volume drop, and we said we would be doing those whenever Oda does his thing.
I'm super down.
Hell yeah.
I'm down.
All right.
I haven't got to do one since I joined the group.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm triple down.
Cece's first
Hey.
SBS. It's gonna be hype. So make sure you guys.
I guess that means we got a drink today.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. So
Only in the game though. Only in the game.
yeah, on in D&D. But yeah, so it's make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell, because we'll be having a whole SBS session next Tuesday when we go live then, which means we got a lot of shit to get into today to wrap everything up. After you guys are like did the whole tug of war thing, I'm assuming that the first thing y'all tried to do, like Bang Deep Boom had mentioned, he wanted to somehow like figure out a way to like affix the chain so that you guys didn't have to actively be like dragging the ship. It could be like secured, right? Yeah.
Right.
So that would be like, I think, first priority. And then as soon as that happen, like you'll probably even get like a little bit of help from like Gilman and Fugu and some of these individuals are absolutely past like their limits of like what they can handle. Some of them have been unconscious and resuscitated several times over, but it seems that you guys are like on your way out of the woods or the swamp, quite literally, and the captain can confirm by the stars with their navigating abilities, you guys are headed towards the coast right now.
Okay. I would like to, if this is like fixed and secured, I want to go talk to the captain. Do I need to roll an insight to see if I realize that the captain was the one communicating with the turtle or something? Or do I just know?
What is your wisdom's like modifier?
2.
Yeah, you just kind of know. Like, I think off your passive, you would kind of have picked up, like, you've seen Dalt and the captain having conversations before. You've seen what Dalt can do, and you could put 2 and 2 together pretty easily. No check needed.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to the captain and be like, "Hey, here's a question, right? If you're talking to that turtle, ask him if if he wouldn't mind if we just take, just some light scrapings off those gems. There's a lot. They're really big. We did wake him up and everything. So I feel like it would only be fair. We just need a little bit. Don't get me wrong, Captain. Because look, we need money.
I mean, I'm like, I'm gonna ask for all of it.
No.
Why
Not
go
all of it.
go for all of it?
Captain, we can't even take all of it. We don't have the facilities for that. We just need some. We just need some.
Half.
You know, and ask nicely. It's a big turtle.
You want me to ask?
Yeah, ask. Just tell them we need a little bit. Just some shavings. You know, we're not gonna take a whole gym. We just need shavings.
Bet.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you guys talking loud enough that like the rest of the crew can hear you guys?
Well, I was kind of whispering to Scarlet, but
What's your passive perception,
right.
Cece?
I'll tell you exactly. 16.
Yeah, you would be some of the wiser, you know, to this little conversation.
I'm gonna make my way over there and be like, you know, guys, I've heard in legend that if you do a great deed for these gigantic, majestic beasts, that they'll reward you with some of their gems.
Right, you see, we did that. See, you just gotta tell them. That's it. See, the book lady, she knows.
So just let them know we did our good deeds, right? Because we did.
Just be like, hey, you know, happy you got your freedom back and everything, but you know, you dragging our ship right now. We got some repairs. There's you know, let us just get some gym shavings. You know, we don't even need a whole gym. We can't even take the whole one. Let me just get like, we get 25%. How's that?
So as
Yeah, that's right. He asked about tree fitting. Yeah.
Tree fitting. You know what?
What are you gonna say, Captain?
I'm gonna try to attempt to speak to the turtle. I'm gonna just place my hands on the back of his shell. Or like, where am I on the turtle exactly?
Wherever, dude. Like, you're fine. Like, where? Like, you want to be on its shell, you can be. If you want to like hop over to its like face area, you could be there. Like, you guys are chill. You know what I mean? Right now.
Yeah, I won't go to the top of his head.
I'm gonna follow Scarlet.
I don't speak turtle. I'm not going.
I'm gonna like, rub the top of his head and be like, me and my compatriots, we have done good deeds. Remember, my name is Scarlet. We give reward, right? Gems, right? I'm with gems, right? She's just gonna keep rubbing the top of the turtle.
Yeah.
She's gonna turn around. She's like, I did it, Cece. I did it.
Yeah, I think so.
You could kind of hear, you and Dalt can kind of hear him, and Dalt is like, you know, getting a little bit patched up by Samia near Central Shell, you know, about where their tokens are right now on the map, and like just somewhere where it's like safe and they're definitely not gonna fall off. Like, it was a very real possibility last session. And Dalt can also hear it. She kind of like puts her head up, like she could kind of hear it coming from like above her or something. But
when she does that, can I cast Speak with Animals so I can get in on this conversation?
Do you have the spell slot?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. You could attempt to like chime in, and you guys are definitely gonna kind of hear some sort of like a voice in your mind's eye. It's not like this thing lets out a roar like it did when it overcame the fungus. It's just like kind of like a subtle like humming coming out of like it's like nostrils as its like throat reverberates. It doesn't even open its mouth, but you guys could hear words clearly in your mind as it says that it has let the weight build up for too long and it must be free once again. And it's knocking down tree after tree, just like absolutely like churning through this bog as it starts to approach, and the tree line clears, and you guys are at a rundown, old dilapidated port of such. This thing smashes over some pillars and old decayed structures and sorts and whatnot, and as it approaches the ocean, which is now in front of you, it jettisons all of the gems and associated foliage, as well as whatever the ship is tied to as it like drops down into the ocean, dropping the weight of what seems like to it the weight of the world or centuries off of its back, and is once again free.
Cece's crying. This is beautiful.
Bangy Boom is in a general frenzy.
Yeah, I told you, Boom.
Bag of
told you.
holding out, going
Yo,
to as many gyms as humanly possible. Like all of my action will be spent for however long to get the gyms.
Yo, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna look at Cece. I'm gonna look at Bing. The rest of it. Can we keep the turtle, please?
Oh, he's gone. He is like fully submerged in the ocean. Like
I didn't even
think that's the type of beast you tame, Captain.
Say that. I didn't even hear Scarlet say that. I'm so focused on the gems. Like,
what's Lord Azrael thinking when all this goes down?
You said there was gems and foliage dropped. Could I roll like a nature on the foliage?
Absolutely. You do nature or survival, or I'd even allow you to do medicine because of that book.
I can help. Can I help him with this check? I also want to look at the foliage.
Yeah, so with assistance, like Samia's still a little bit preoccupied, but with you and Cece kind of inspecting the, like, this was like you thought it was literally an island. Like, it was so like lush and covered with grass. Trees and roots were growing up on top of this, but beneath it was not soil and was in fact some sort of a gem-like structure. There was like some layers of sediment and dirt and topsoil and things like that, but that wasn't like what the foundation truly was. Something completely different, but it was so densely covered by these grasses and ferns and like bushes and trees and things like that you literally thought it was solid ground, like actual Verth itself, right? A bunch of the foliage here is stuff that's like just minor medicinal and even like fragrant, like perfume ingredients and things like that. Some stuff is a little bit edible. The main thing that catches your eye, Cece, as you help out with this is like it's like kind of like a microgreen, like it's like a fancy, you know, the stuff that like the really high-end restaurants will put on top of like as a garnish. Yeah, so it's like typically really expensive, not very nutritious whatsoever, but it just like adds a little pizzazz, right? But Lord Azrael,
my plating's gonna look great as I shove it in my bag.
Yeah, Lord Azrael is able to very easily discern that much of this root, like the root underneath so much of this like grass, which on the surface seems useless, is actually in fact it seems to be inoculated with a spore or a mycelium of some sorts. This is a different kind of mushroom, not the same kind of mushroom that you guys just fought for your lives to defend against, but it's actually the exact wonder ingredient that you and Samia had been in search of, entering into like this area since the Marines had presented you guys with that like miracle salve. This is the missing link to you guys forming that compound. And you have tons of it.
Immediately.
She like runs over there.
See like stars in my eyes, geeking out, flipping through the pages of the book. I found it. Look.
And she just kind of like looks at you, and she's just like, "Holy shit! Oh my god, this is like exactly what we need. Like, some of us are seriously injured, and this is gonna like." And she's just like, "I'm gonna take a little bit and start working on like quick, like whipping something up really quickly." And she's just like, she just sees you like with just like stars in your eyes, thinking of so many other things that could be done, but she's just immediately focused on the health and safety of the crew, like in this very moment, you know what I mean? But I think you're looking
this much. I could kill the nerve endings of someone's body. They won't be able to feel the pain until I'm finished.
Oh, okay. And Cece just walks away a little bit. Like, okay.
And she kind of chimes up and is just like, yeah, I noticed from whatever that salve that the Marine guy gave us, like it seemed to possess like really, really potent antibacterial, antiviral qualities. Like that's this stuff is, it's honestly like nothing I've ever seen before.
I think we should look into it a bit more. Don't you find it strange we found this on the back of a turtle, such a powerful, strong antibiotic drug, while everyone was affected by a disease?
Oh, yeah. And she just kind of like puts like her like finger on her chin and like tilts her head a little bit, and she's just like, this is really interesting. Yeah, do you think that this might have maybe made individuals more susceptible to the fungus, whatever that was?
Oh, no idea. But if it does make them more susceptible, think of all the things we could do with it.
Crazy.
Of course, we could use this for good and helping people and yada yada yada. But imagine all the evil we could do.
And she's just like tiptoeing away, like, yeah, sure thing. And she goes and like finds like a little, like a sapling similar to the tree that that the captain had shot down, which had a lot of those like berries nestled in between like layers of like brambly like leaves and things like that. There's like a whole little sapling with those berries here as well. And she's like, while you're going off about like evil shit, she's just like, I better secure this, like, and get it somewhere on the ship, like where it's safe.
Yeah, secure that. That's good for the future. For now, I think about the present.
Bangy Boom's gonna run up to like Lord Azrael and be like, "What are you doing with these freaking plants? There's money everywhere."
Oh, you're right. The fact that these plants will grow on the turtle's back, maybe their nutrients are jewels. No, it's gonna be
Russ like runs over and immediately like just like grabs Dalt by the shoulders and is just like, oh my god, how could you leave me? I'm so glad you're safe. And he starts freaking out and just bombarding her, and she looks a little bit like unsettled, and he's like, wait, what's wrong? And she's just kind of looking out to the sea, and she's just like, I wonder if that turtle will be okay. And the first thing that crosses his mind
and looks at Dalt. You're telling me half of us are basically dead, and you think the ancient god turtle has a problem?
Russ is gonna like snap his fingers and be like, oh yeah, I'm a tracker, that's my job. Like, and he leans down and he grabs a little bit of like the soot that was like on the gems in between like it and the grass and shit like that, and he's just gonna like put it in his mouth and be like, like, no, that just tastes like dirt. And he's like, I got no idea.
You're gonna see Lord look at this man as a doctor and be like, we just got out of a fungal zombie virus and you put your tongue. Oh my god.
He's like, hey,
Russ, you better hope you got a better immune system than a fish, man.
He goes, listen, I've been stuck on that boat surrounded by a bunch of water infested with leeches and God knows what else. I'm just happy to be on solid ground. You're lucky I'm not kissing this dirt right now.
Bangy Boom is gonna walk up to Russ and grab his shirt or whatever with both hands and be like, look here, you shot me 10 minutes ago. Unless you want to lick this cannon, start picking up gems. What are you talking about?
When Bag says that, Lord Azrael looks at Bag's body to see an arrow pointing out of his butt and starts laughing.
Bro.
He just starts rolling. Oh my god.
Bang
hasn't paid you to do this.
Bang hasn't even felt the pain of the arrow because he's enamored by the gems, but he's looking at Russ with like flames in his eyes. It's like, you have the nerve to shoot me and then check on your sister? Pick up the money.
Softy Boy and Harry are kind of like just off to the side somewhere, and they're just kind of like just keeping each other in check. Like, you good? And Harry's just like, yeah. I want to be careful about that guy right there. He stole my belt buckle. But like, yeah, I mean, we made it, you know. Like, I know shit got pretty scary there for a bit, and Softy Boy's like, bro, I don't even remember. Like, after like we were telling ghost stories, and he sees like the hook hand that like that's on Franklin's like non-gigantic arm, and he's just like, oh wait, what the. So wait, hold on. And like Softy Boy starts to get like a little bit uncomfortable, but he's kind of exasperated because he's been through a shit ton recently. And Davos, how you got? What are your thoughts as you guys are now at Port Desolé proper, and are technically like your ship is back in the ocean? It seems. What are your first thoughts?
Scarlet.
Yeah. So, sorry. Go ahead, Balincc. What?
No, go ahead.
Good. Sorry. Oh, right. Okay, so I probably would notice, but very first, Davos is going to pat his pocket for his medallion, and he's going to notice it's not in there. But of course, it's because it's in the other pocket that he put it in his breast pocket. So he checks there. Is it still there, Vex?
Yeah. You've kept your heirloom secure, safe and sound throughout all of the turmoil of this arc.
I love that. Then I kind of have like a panic for a moment until I'm able to, realize, oh yeah, it's in the other pocket, and I pull it out. I'm just kind of like holding on to it for a moment, but then once I realize it's safe, I'll come up to Softy Boy and Harry, and I just want to do like a double hug and be like, damn good to see you two are fine. And when I pull away, I want to say to Boy, I'll say, you, well, what was it? Oh, I just had it. It was such a good pun. Never mind. Pass. I just come up and give them a hug. It was such a good fungi pun, dude. Oh.
And he's just like, you look like you got something on your mind. Davos, like, spit it out. And like, we cut to Dill. What are your first thoughts after overcoming the fungus and getting back to mostly dry ground, and your ship back in the ocean? Your crew all seems to be fine. Everyone seems to be kind of like doing their own thing and whatnot. Like, what are the first things crossing your mind?
So after we got kind of launched off of the turtle, Dill's kind of like stepping, quite actually like on eggshells to try not to step in water. Like, just kind of like pointing out loose gems for everyone else that are in the water that he can't get himself. I mean, like, all right, is everyone okay? Are we all good? That was crazy.
Doing great now, Dill. Oh my god. And I want to, as I like pass Azrael and Scarlet, I put a hand on like each of their shoulders and come up to Dill and be like, oh, I thought I would die out there. I'll give him a big full hug. Then I want to walk up to Azrael.
Oh, whoa, hold on, no, before you go away.
Let's take it at EI Jutsu / at you.
No. Did you promise some random person my legs?
Davos sighs and just rubs his nose, and he's like, I don't know how this keeps getting misconstrued. I didn't promise him anybody's legs, and I would never promise him a crewmate's legs. I want that. I turn around, Davos looks at everybody gathered here with his hands in the air. I want it to be known on full authority by me here. I would never promise your limbs to an enemy or an adversary, or really anybody else of any sort, okay? I want you guys to absolutely know that. And that goes double for you, Dill, because there's already been the misunderstanding, and Davos gets awkward, and he's like, yeah, look, I am sorry about that. Maybe I did have to use some trickery on this guy, but I never promised him your legs. I never promised.
Alright, because, Ben could have just made him some legs. I mean, he made his own leg.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at Franklin and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I am gonna need that anchor back. I'll make you a new one. Put that back, please."
And he just goes, "Oh, yeah, no sweat. Yeah, you're not so bad." And like it's like the more pleasant side of him is the one that's making like eye contact with you, as he just like rips the anchor out of like the whole like little like menagerie of like circuitry and like sinew kind of like and it just plops onto the ground, makes a loud thud, and like it shakes. Like this has got some heft to it, and he just kind of like hobbles over here and grabs this like fallen tree that the turtle knocked down, and he just like makes like a makeshift leg out of that, and he's like, yeah, this will do for now.
Davos will point at that as I'll assume Dill and I notice. Not to speak for Dill, but as this plays out, I want to point to it, to Dill, and I want to go, see? You see what I was working with? You think I could do anything against that all alone?
Okay, now listen here, you. I may not have seen it if you didn't point it out. Don't think I won't forget about this. Next time...
Dill, I would never sell your legs.
Your legs.
Next time someone's legs get offered up, they might be yours, Davos, as he pats him on the back lightheartedly.
Dill, I would never sell your legs. I just said it unequivocally. You're going to sell my legs if the time comes?
This whole conversation happened. Lord Azrael thinks back. Wait, was he just pulling the ship? Like, he just occurred to him?
I'm just gonna tap Dill on the shoulders and be like, look, even if he sells your legs, don't worry, I'll make you new ones. See, mine's pretty good. I'll like clink it. I'm like, hey, see?
You can sell my legs, and Cece cuts off her leg, and it just like reaches. Like,
bro.
Hey, speaking of bank, do you think you could add one of those revolvers into my arm?
That depends. That depends on how many gems you can pick up while we're here.
Big Azra is
so
just
I can pick up a lot, but not
big,
the water.
Well,
Big Azra is remembering that he lost the glass hammer scythe and broke your mace, and he is just like desperately picking up as many gems as he possibly can right now, without making eye contact with you at all. Bang dee boom.
Right, I haven't gotten to him, but I haven't forgotten.
Oh my god, Captain. What's going through your mind as this all plays out in front of you, and everybody seems to be relieved and at peace right now?
We lost the turtle. Y'all talking about legs, gems on his nip-nap. We lost the turtle.
Captain, my legs are important. Just want to punt that out there.
Dalt will walk up to you, and she'll kind of like put one hand on your shoulder, and she's just like, I know how you feel, like but it's free now, and we did that. Kind of.
Lord
You
Azrael
did
gonna
that.
completely destroy that. Moshi seemed to be like, Captain, it was a goddamn god. There is nothing we could do to make that god not kill us. I would rather it leave than kill us. So I'm just putting this out there.
yeah,
It
Captain,
was
I have to
not a
agree
turtle
with
beast.
Azrael. Like it was a god. There was no taming that majestic. Goat.
God, smart. There was no guy. It was just turtle, and it wasn't even that dangerous.
Dalt was just like, well, I mean, what if you gave it a name, to just something to remember it by, and if we ever see it again, you know, like, and she's like, you like giving stuff names, right? And she kind of like elbows you a little bit.
Right
like,
after she says, whatever you do, Captain, don't name it. And then we're going to pause right there and wait for the Captain to say it.
David, I wasn't ready. But
Let's think of a name. Let's think of a name. I have a feeling you're going to end it with B. That's also whatever you do, don't call it up.
B.
oh, of course.
Shelly B.
No. I thought the joke was Ragnar was gonna wait until Balincc said it, and then just Lord Azrael would say that exact same name right after Scarlet.
Yo, Shelly B might be it.
Shelly B do might be it. Like that is it kind of goes hard.
You're gonna think she's gonna be like the turtle. With no god. It was just a turtle, so I'm gonna name it Shelly B.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God, he did name it Shelly B.
I incepted Balincc. I'm sorry. So
Now I'm gonna have to put it in my journal for all our adventures that he named the god turtle Shelly B.
She gonna be like, yo, y'all can't tell me Luminous B ain't real. And Shelly B
That's when you guys just found out that Lord Azrael's been documenting all our journeys.
crazy.
No, but Bangy Boo's just like skipping around, picking up gems. Shelly B, oh Lord, Shelly B.
Crazy.
He doesn't even get it.
She's gonna start. Wait, she gonna like, hold on. What we gonna do? We gonna do about them? She gonna put the Philip and his brother.
Fugu's just kind of like taking it all in, and he's just like, wow, you've really found yourself some interesting friends here, Philip. But he kind of Philip's just scratching his head, like confused, and he doesn't understand half of what's being said because a lot of it's inside jokes, or it's just like just above his level of comprehension, even if it's not. And Fugu slaps him on the back of the head and starts to bow, and Philip's like, oh yeah, and he bows as well.
What?
And they're both just like thank you so much. And Fugu like lifts his head back up. He's like, we're really grateful. I don't know what the hell
Why
just
are you guys
happened.
talking like you're about to leave? I thought, well, you promised, you staying with us.
I'm gonna look to the Lord Azrael. Is that like Fisherman custom? Do we bow?
I don't really know. I wasn't raised by them.
He bought.
Bangy Boo's gonna pop his head up and be like, hey, ride-alongs have to pay rent. And go back to collect the gems.
Wait, what?
Fugu just kind of like laughs and pats his belly, and he's just like, wow, yeah, this certainly a lively bunch. And he kind of like looks at Lord Azrael, and he's just like, well, I've never seen a fishman quite like you before. And he notices like how big you are, and he kind of like puffs his chest up a little bit. It's just a defensive technique, but like Fugu is like now about the same size as you and Philip, but it's mostly just hot air. And he's like, and you seem to be a man of medicine, right? Like I studied a little bit myself, but never really got too far with it. I got a little bit bored. I was never one to be like really chained down to a book or a desk for too long. And he just like kind of goes off on this little like diatribe about like just like the freedom that you get while surfing the sea and stuff like that. And he's just kind of going on and on and on, and he rambles for like a good like literally minutes upon minutes until somebody stops him.
Okay, Fugu, listen. I know you like surfing and stuff, but see, riding a ship is like riding a huge surfboard with many people that you like, and some you don't like that much, but that's fine. What's important is that you're on the surfboard together.
I've never thought of it like that. And Philip's just like, this guy's spitting. Like, man, yeah, like, I mean, we never really gave it a shot before. We've always just kind of like let the wind take us wherever, brother. And Fugu is
That's
just
what
like,
we do as well.
yeah, Fugu just kind of looks at him and is just like, man, yeah. And you got to remember the very well thought out and articulated and composed like words that we remember our brother by. YOLO.
Cece hears this and yells, YOLO! And does like the little surfer like thumb and pinky thing.
Oh my god.
They both like
dude.
shrug.
The motto starts playing in the
Oh,
background.
dude!
They both
Righteous!
yeah, they both shrug and they're just like I mean, I guess like we don't have any money, like really, like and
The rent isn't real, or there's be a few people overdue right now.
No, Baby Boom's ears perk up when he hears him say no money. Like, no money? What are you still doing here? Go!
As he
Go,
finishes
need
saying
help?
that, Cece reaches behind him and pulls the arrow out of his back.
I'm gonna look at Cece and give her a thumbs up. Thank you.
I give you a thumbs up back. Like,
as this all
I'm
starts
gonna
to
look towards the
like
captain. I'm looking towards the captain like, Captain, look, it would be great if we had a few more people like I see Azrael like start scratching the back of his head. You know, people like me on the crew, you know?
Wait. You guys are fish, right?
Oh my god. He face bombs immediately.
Pete, you can't call them that.
Whatever.
Man,
You
can't call
see,
them that.
you see those gems in the water? You said you don't got no money. You hop in the water, start picking up gems, and you're all right with me.
and Philip
Look,
is
if
like
you guys
looks
are
at
up for
his
joining and the captain says yes, if you pick up the gems, it seems like Bang is gonna be happy about it. So getting on Bang's good side is just good for your mental health, trust me.
yeah, Philip just kind of looks at Fugu like awaiting like a confirming nod, and Fugu just shrugs and is like, I guess, sure, yeah, like, and they start just picking shit up and they're like I mean, if this is all we gotta do, I mean, yeah. And Fugu just kind of like rub it, like you could hear his belly growl, and he's just like, yeah, I don't know if we can trust any of the food around here, but we know of a spot. It can't be too far. We're aware on Livneal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a really nice spot, couple islands that way, you know, and he points like the opposite direction that the clockwise gyre like is flowing. As a helmsman, Davos, and as a navigator, Scarlet, as locals of Livneal for quite some time, Davos and Cece, you would know that it would be impossible to sail your ship directly that way, like, and it would like for it to be like a quick trip. But these like guys who have been like only bound by where the board can take them just treat it like it's nothing, and they're like, yeah, it's just a couple islands that way. There's a really delicious spot if you guys wanted to grab some food after this.
I can make us some food here.
Oh shit, yeah.
At the mention of them talking about going to other islands, Baby Boom has suddenly remembered that the ship is there. Circle my baby! I have to circle my baby!
The ship is back in water. The ship is back in water. Back is
I
fine.
too want to go with
You guys got a galley on there? And I'm gonna start like walking towards the ship as well.
Yeah,
Davos,
so
carry me to the ship. I don't want to touch the.
these docks basically are like where the
okay,
ocean,
I'll toss you.
where the swamp meets
Nice.
the ocean, and so getting like to the ship proper, you need to like walk on the docks unless you can like, you know, by somehow like had a fly speed or of some sort. But
Oh wait, I can do that.
I am gonna ask, wait, I'm gonna go up to this guy real quick though and be like, hey, can I call you, what, Frank? Can I call you Frank?
sure, yeah. And he kind of scratches his head with his hook hand a little bit, like Frank
Like,
will
hey,
do.
if you don't mind, if you could bring the anchor a little closer and like maybe grab the chain so I can, you know, put them back together.
And he like his hook hand just kind of like pulls into like the canister like that some of his like smaller arm is made out of, and like out comes like a soldering iron, and he's just like Yeah. I'll, give me the chain. I'll get that fixed up. Sorry. Sorry for it. Thank you. You know.
Hey, no worries. Once we're up and running, I'll take a good look and see what I can fix on you. Then he looks back at Fugu and Philip. He's like, fish 2, fish 3, grab that chain.
Crazy.
Fish 2 and fish 3 is wild.
While that's going down, anyone who's jumping onto the
I do want to real quick. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to look at Gil after he's done talking to him, and I want to step up close and I want to point at the log and go, and hey, by the way, if this was so easy just putting on any new leg, why'd you have to put me through the stress of using my ship's anchor there? You know, I gotta say, Gilman, I really like you, but you're making me look like a real asshole in front of all my friends today, and I don't really appreciate that, bro. I don't.
Hey, Davos.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Bang is gonna be like holding Davos back a little bit as soon as we get pissed off.
No, it's more like Larry David. It's more like Larry David. There's really no fists, but it's like full verbal. Like I'm pissed off at you right now.
That's hilarious.
Dill says, "Hey Davos," and just points to his legs. Like,
yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You made me look like a real asshole in front of my friend. He thinks that I gave you his legs now. I'm gonna leave it there. Franklin.
Franklin Gilman.
You made me look like an asshole today.
Yeah, Franklin Gilman, like as you're walking away, like kind of like with this giant ass arm, like pats you on the head, like, and it's just massive. It's just this big old, like his thumbnail is bigger than your whole torso.
Goes dark for a second.
Yeah, and he just goes.
That's why
he's like
energy, not anything else.
Yeah, he's just like, Davos, you're not so bad, and I'm sorry as well, and thank you as well. You truly are a kind individual.
Right now, my SBS question for next week is going to be who would win the arm wrestle, Big Azrael or this guy. I promise you.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
My hubby.
But yeah, so this guy is fixing up the chains and whatnot, and as like the sparks start flying and whatnot, Softy Boy and Harry jump back onto the ship. And they're just like, oh man, yeah, feels good to be back on board, and like they start taking in like any surface damages. Take Softy Boy and Harry as like apprentice and like general like all-purpose crewmate, like a deckhand kind of. Just start taking notes so that whenever you guys do get fully ready to go and whatnot, Bang D Boom might know what might need a little bit of a repair here or there or this or that. Obviously the anchor is a priority that you're taking care of right now, and as they do, that boy Rocky B comes up to the top deck from down under, where he's been terrified this whole time. He's a very empathetic creature, you know, and so like Russ was, you know, stressed, so he was kind of feeding off of that stress, but he seems to be joyous now as he clunks about the ship, kind of like rocks back and forth a little bit, there's not really like a lot of waves, like, but like Rocky B just kind of like shifts the weight a bit as he like runs over and like kind of like lets out like a rhino noise. I don't know what that noise is. If anyone wants
you know how Sanji like goes crazy and like gets like the hard eyes and runs at people. That's how I'm gonna run at Rocky B.
I'm gonna say that, actually, that's crazy. I'm gonna jump on the ship and look at Harry and be like, so where's your guys' kitchen? And before I can finish the thought, my eyes also go to hearts, and and I'm gonna start feeding him the corn from my bag, like,
oh my god,
and like petting him and be like, oh my god.
The captain and Bang D Boo might see the corn and like shudder a little bit, like, and probably Dill, probably everybody is like traumatized by corn, but at this point,
I'm still on land.
While that is happening, those of you who are in fact still on land, some people are just gathering ingredients and supplies and herbs and things like that. Gilman quickly finishes up at like well, he's attempting to finish up in repairing the anchor and the chains and whatnot, and you kind of see sparks like dissipating, and like he's just like, uh-oh, that's not good. And the soldering iron like loses its red glow, and he got the job pretty much done. It's like 80% of the way there, like good as new, right? But it's not quite good as new. And he just goes, well, it seems I've missed quite a bit of my routine maintenance. And he like his glass eye, like kind of like there's like some like digital like matrix code like flowing down, and he's just like running diagnostics. Well, fuck.
Yeah, that'll definitely get his Bang Demon's attention.
Well, yeah, my systems have been made for quite some time now to run off of swamp water. It seems like the salt might have gotten into some of the more hard to repair places. And he kind of like peels back like his whole like flap of skin covering his torso, and you can kind of see some of the inner workings, and there's like steam kind of coming out, like this dude's getting kind of cooked internally. Something's gone really haywire.
I'm gonna hop off the ship and like come back. We'll see like the smoke and stuff coming at him.
He just kind of like looks around and is just taking in the whole situation. He's like, I guess it's only fitting. And he kind of seems like his demeanor like lowers significantly. He seems a bit more sad.
Hey man, what's up? Like maybe I can help. I'm pretty good with machines, you know.
Well, that's not even half of it though. I'm not entirely machine, you see, but I'm enough of it for it to be my downfall. That and my stupid pride, right?
Well, can't agree with you on that one, but
downfall? What's going on, man?
Well, I hid myself away from the world that only saw technology as a means to take life instead of preserving it. Evolution and change had become obsolete to them. Progress was the enemy, and I was removed from history books and branded a lunatic, a monster, like out of some sort of fairy tale. And he pulls out some of like the fungus that was like infecting everybody, and like the spore clouds like kind of like dissipate as he's like, it's like far above like the breathable air where you're at or anybody near him. And he's just like looking around. He's like, what a cruel world this has become, that even nature itself has to resort to this to adapt and survive.
Lord Azrael starts sprinting towards him and just takes it from his hand. Thank you, and run back to where he was.
When will it all end? I just wanted to hide away until this slate wiped itself clean again and I could finally live once more, instead of just surviving. I guess the only freedom for me now is to just let go. He's like, my gills would typically let me survive, you know, in the salt water. And he points at Lord Azrael as you like say thank you and run off. He's like, and your filter feeding enzymes could really, really help, but with your tools, and he looks at Bang D Boom, and then he like looks at Davos, or he looks at he looks at Davos and your boy band appearance, and then he looks at Dill and he's like, and your legs.
Hey, whoa, don't bring up my legs. We're not talking about my legs. You don't need my legs.
And then he looks at
Boom will step in front of Dill a little bit.
He looks towards Cece and he's like, and your devil fruit powers, you know, I could very easily repair myself, but you all...
What's a devil fruit?
You all equal something... he's like, you all equal something so much greater than the sum of its parts. As he like looks kind of disappointedly at so many of like the individual mixed matched like pieces that comprise himself. Long after my body is rusted and decayed and I'm just a remnant of a bygone era, I hope the world is an easier place to live and to be free. And perhaps when the new history books are written, we'll know why we should value the treasure that is the past. Paths that were taken for life to have become so precious, and the names of the fallen who fought so that progress and prosperity might endure. He salutes with his gigantic arm.
Dill kind of ducks out of the way instinctively, thinking that, like with Big Azrael, he's gonna get hit.
Yeah, Cece's like listening intently, by the way, from the ship, just like still petting Rocky B.
I think we're all listening to him right now.
Yeah, like we are all like in the, like we're locked in.
And Davos kind of clutching your heirloom, your remnant of a bygone era, and he just says, I can only hope that you all will find value in the time that we shared. And he says, farewell, Scarlet Pirates. And he starts to like kind of like have a blank face, and he just falls backwards, and you can kind of see like parts of him like haywiring and just kind of like just powering down.
Davos would actually fully panic at that and scramble overboard. And just rush.
Cece would actually, hold on, wait, Davos. Cece, when she sees Davos jumps with him, grabs him, and flies them to the...
Hey, yeah. Nice.
What's up, Lord Azrael?
I want to do a medical check on him, like immediately. My doctor instincts kick in.
Yeah, so Lord Azrael can give me medicine, bang dee boom. You can give me tinkers.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask it.
Can I help him with the tinkerer's tools? I have proficiency in them.
Okay, you'll have advantage.
I think I get advantage on them.
Well, now you got double advantage. That's not a thing, but there you go, Pete. No.
Samio will back you up so you can get that 17, Lord Azrael, as she also rushes over.
See, good thing I helped you. No.
So yeah, you'll recognize several biological components of different species, Lord Azrael, and bang dee boom, you will see certain configurations of archaic technology as well as some more fresh technology. This hodgepodge of just different bits and pieces to the puzzle that was Franklin Gilman.
Can I try to connect with the salt that's inside his body and pull it out?
I'm gonna be...
Wait, Ragnar.
Lord Azrael is gonna look at Samia and say, you realize what he is, right, Samia? He is closest to what my ideal goal is, yet he was unsatisfied.
Lord Azrael, Bang dee boom's gonna look at Lord Azrael after he takes like a solemn, bow to Gilman and all this stuff. He's gonna look at Lord Azrael and just be like, I think the best way we can honor him is to make the best use of what he is. Let his legacy live on and various machinations and experiments that we have. There's some biological stuff in there. That's not my forte. But the mechanical stuff I know about. So what do you say we work together on this one?
I think that'd be great. Let's call it, what was his name, Vex?
Franklin Gilman.
Let's call this Project Frankenstein.
I like it. And you see Bangy Boom pull out a wrench and like a saw.
Oh God!
Before they can do anything,
Lord Azza pulls out a scalpel.
Oh my God!
A scalpel and some glasses.
Hold on. So Davos, what's going on before we get into that?
I have an incredibly wrestled expression on my face, and I take out the medallion and then I want to put it on his forehead.
Yeah, and the voice kind of echoes in the back of your mind, like him saying like adapt and survive and you're not so bad, and then with his final words being something about progress and prosperity. This might, be a moment that might last with some of the crew, for forever. Cece, as you try to, as quickly as you can, pull the salt, Bangy Boom kind of like can confirm that the damage has already done. All of these operations have already like ceased. His biological functions were being, maintained by his mechanical functions, all of which have stopped functioning.
Oof.
And as this happens, Captain Scarlet, as well as Dalt Wisney, can hear several voices no longer.
Hi, is this so? She gonna walk. We're going to the ship. She gonna just move her way over to the ship. No beer no more.
07's in chat, y'all.
Cece solemnly walks over to NoChill and takes a swig of her flask and then hands it to him.
Dill says, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Of course.
Dill is drinking it and handing it back empty.
Should have saw that. Cece's just like, should have saw that coming, and goes back to the ship.
But yes, I would like to begin disassembly of Mr. Gilman with the assistance of Lord Azrael.
Yeah, you guys already, I'm not gonna make you roll again for it. That 17 medicine and that 22 tinkers, we'll be using that kind of going forward, and I will DM you in between sessions what components that you guys would have that would be of any specific use, as well as like there's gonna be a little bit of innovation biologically and engineering, respectively, that you guys kind of see how certain pieces of puzzles can like fit together that you might not have known it were possible before because of this experience.
Right. And I'd like to point out the growth moment that we're working together to break down and fighting each other over.
And with that, the crew is reunited. Rest in peace to Teagum, rest in peace to Gilman, but we do have...
rest in peace to Gilman.
Crazy.
That's it.
Oh my God. Davos didn't know him, so Davos can't speak up, but I will.
Oh my goodness.
Nick, real quick, with the gyms and stuff we're picking up, I don't know if we roll and see how much we get, but I guess whenever we do the Gilman stuff, can we get some like descriptions of the gems if they have various functions, or if they're just like you sell them for money type?
So it's not like an assortment of gems. It's not like, oh, there's rubies over here, sapphires over here, and shit like that. It's one unified type of some. It seems like a quartzite or like some sort of clear and reflective like gem that is extremely impact resistant. Seems to be maybe not quite as hard as diamond, but comparable. And one thing that would be pretty easily discernible throughout the stretch of time that you'll have to analyze it. The first thing that you notice is that it is a sort of keratin-like structure.
Right.
So something akin to like a turtle shell or like a fingernail or something. Yeah, that's yeah. So like the keratin is within so many different organic it is a structure similar to that, comprised of a lot of that.
Okay.
If this is like keratin, this would be useful, but this could still be used in soil, right?
It could. There's so many purposes that it could do. But good luck prying it out of Bandy Boom's hand. So
my main focus is collecting it. We can decide what to do with it later.
Yeah. So as far as like everybody's carrying capacities, that isn't necessarily super important, as you do have a full ass ship here. So I will let you recover all of the salvageable parts of it that you would like, depending on how much time you like to spend here. It wouldn't take more than this was at about 5 a.m. that all of this was starting to go down, and as this all happens, the sun begins to start to rise, and a new day is born, you know, and that's the wrap of this arc.
It's fantastic. Oh,
Do
man.
I need to roll cook tools as I make I'm just going to use whatever they have on the ship to throw some stuff together for everybody.
Oh my gosh, I was worried, but I think everything I wanted out of this arc I ended up getting.
So mechanically, I don't think there's any detriment. So I won't make you make a roll for it. You can describe what you're cooking for everybody for for this meal. You've shared a meal with some of the crew. Now this is Cece's first meal with the full Scarlet Pirates crew.
Making gruel. No, I don't know. What else stock did they have on the ship when I got here? Because all I had was corn and some garnish. Okay.
Yeah, they have a ton. Like Holly spent like 300 mil on like a bunch of meat and like a bunch of like different, like they have tons of spices. There's clearly a ton of salt, you know, at your avail.
Got a whole lot of.
For Rocky B, I'm gonna make a fresh salad, like a very nice assortment of veggies, some cucumbers, thing in there, some carrots, everything that he needs to have the skin, and you know, everything that he needs protein wise. And then I'm gonna make an assortment of meats for the entire crew. Definitely some sides like some mashed potatoes, maybe some greens because they're local vegetation and whatnot.
Lord Azrael only eats sushi, by the way.
Yeah, I already know. I'm gonna make a special plate of sushi for Lord Azrael. And because I remembered from when he was a child, I make Davos a Scooby-Doo type sandwich.
Let's go.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but Cece overheard you talking about sushi at her house, and she remembered, and she wrote down that it was your favorite type of food.
How'd you know?
Where'd you know?
That's crazy.
Raggy, where are my wristicles? You said I don't have to roll for this.
Brother,
Whoa.
that's
I
crazy.
think if we're having a meal and sharing a drink and stuff with each other, we should raise one up for our man Gilman. He is contributing greatly to the Scarlet Pirates. And
Oh, are we finally sharing sake cups with Cece? And
We
fugu
are.
and food?
Oh
Did
man.
that already.
well, I
No,
think,
you drank it all, Dill.
No,
Like-
no. I'm talking about when we were at her cottage.
No,
That wasn't
Oh, I didn't drink
lunch.
that wasn't with the full crew and all that. That was before we went through some trials and
Yeah, like
tribulations.
Lord Azrael has drunk with you guys twice, and that's when we added the nomads, and when he joined the crew, like there's no other time.
Yeah. But
I feel like Scarlet would be giving me not liquor, but some cactus juice to welcome me on the group.
He's on that cactus juice, yes, sir.
I'll
Bangy
drink some
Boom
of
is
that,
gonna
Captain.
Bangy Bloom's gonna be constantly prying into Cece about the properties of the salt from her devil fruit and stuff like that, because obviously he just has weapons and inventions and stuff like that on the brain. But obviously glad to have Cece around. Only
she'll show you how she makes her salt bolts and everything for her crossbow too, and I'm sure we can work together to make some kind of ammunition that will boost, like, give some poison damage to people with salt in the wounds, kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna tell Dill to go grab the sake cups because I don't know where they at.
Lord Azrael will be in the corner shedding small tears because this sushi reminds me of his mother's sushi.
Oh!
Bruh.
So, Captain, about the sake cups.
Oh my
I
God,
found
you ate
one over there, one on the opposite side, one below deck. I can't find any more though. Remember, the ship got kind of flipped and tipped and turned. And speaking of, Soft, Harry, y'all said the alcohol was on the top deck. I remember it being below deck when I last took some. So who moved it?
This sounds.
Well, you know, we were telling
It's
ghost
probably
stories,
It's
and
probably soft.
you know, the ambiance just hits a little harder after a couple, and you know, it's just Rocky B did it. You know, he's a fiend. Yeah,
So the rhino, the steam rhino carried my alcohol above deck so that way y'all could drink.
I'm gonna turn to whoever said that and be like, "Don't you ever speak ill of that rhino in front of me." I just meant.
I got this.
Need everybody's attention.
You may be the newest one of the crew, but I have to be the one to scold them because it was
Need
my
everybody's
alcohol.
attention.
Bangy Boom clutches his pearls at the attempt to blame Rocky B.
Scarlet.
You need to find these sake cups. So everybody, find yourself a cup.
Don't worry,
Just go in
Captain,
just pour the cactus juice in your hand.
okay.
I got you real quick, and Bangy Boom's gonna like kick up a board and just do some like quick like hand motioning with the wood carver's tools and stuff like that, and pop a couple cups out. Like, oh, see, here you go.
Yeah. So Philip and Fugu are just gonna be like, "Oh, don't worry about us. We can just, and they just like water bend it into like a little like cup like shape, like floating just above their hands, and like we don't really need cups, so we're good." Like,
bro, these guys are so cracked at fishermen karate. They're so cracked.
Bangy Boom's gonna lean over to Scarlet and it was like, "Are we supposed to be sharing sake with this guy?"
Yes, we are. And I heard that because I have super hearing.
I'm gonna look at Lord Azrael. I'm like, listen, are you 100%? You sure you want these people on the ship as crew members?
Look, Lord Azrael think to himself, not really, but it will be nice. And then on the outside, he'd be like, "I'm 100% sure, Captain."
he said, "Not really, 100%."
Okay,
That's
if you
crazy.
sure, I'm sure. Bang, we sharing cups with these people as well.
And
I'm gonna grab a cup.
Philip was just kind of whispering while y'all were deliberating back and forth, like, "Brother, I think they're holding out. They're gonna hold out on us. This is unfortunate. What do we do?" And Fugu's just like, "Hold strong, just smile and nod."
Smile away, boys.
Smile away, boys.
I'll carve them both. I know they like water bended it, but I'm gonna carve them both 2 cups real quick and be like, "Ah, here you go." After the captain told me, I'll be like, "Ah, here you go."
Tracked.
Yes. All right.
Speech.
We did a lot.
Speech.
We did a lot. I didn't really have a speech, David. I didn't think we was gonna do this session.
Well, hold on, Captain. Before you do that, I'm gonna need 1,000 berries from everyone for that alcohol.
Oh my God! I'll cover the bill. Just go on with the speech, Captain.
Oh my God.
Oh, damn. Damn, I don't really have a speech. Oh, listen, man, we made it. We beat Shivers. Shout out, I want to clap it up for that. We whooped his ass. We established support. what about like a couple days after just touching down, just establishing a crew? We really bought that action. We really solo. I just want to shout out everybody for just being here for so long, just holding out. I appreciate y'all choosing me as your captain. And I'm gonna look at Azrael, and I'm gonna give him a little head nod, and I'm gonna raise the cup to me being the pirate queen. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
The pirate queen!
Huzzah!
Wonderful.
After the toast, I will make my way over to Lord Azrael, and I'm going to have a very whispered conversation with him. Vex, I already sent you this. Ragnar, I'm going to send it to you now.
Yeah. Also, Balincc, check your DMs.
Okie dokie.
With that speech, you are all granted just a new-found inspiration, you know, like for lack of a better term. You're emboldened by these words of your captain, and yeah, we can kind of move towards some of the downtime as in the horizon as the sun rises. You will hear a large kaiju bellow, like a roar in the distance of the creature that was plaguing the coastline of like near Lecole, as it collapses, and the rain stops, the mist clears, the sun is now like rising up into the sky, and as this new day forms, you are free to set sail. And if you wanted to go back to like Cole, you'd be able to do that if there were other things that you'd like to accomplish here and whatnot. You'd be able to obviously spend a little bit of time recuperating from everything that just happened, living in the south side. Cece's got like a little spot where you guys could stay, and then like Cole is gonna obviously need some people helping rebuild, which I think Bang D Boom is like absolutely affixed on potentially grabbing that golden turtle if it's up for grabs right now. But
yo, that's the perfect cover. You could go there and act like you're helping them fix and put a tent around the turtle to repair it, and then it's just gone, bro.
I'm gonna be honest with the materials that we got from the end of this. Something I've been trying to work on for a while has become a lot more feasible. So I don't. The turtle. Now, don't get me wrong. If there's another reason to go back to the town, I will steal that turtle.
yeah,
But,
you guys do remember, I know Lord Azrael was looking forward to some sort of a fishing competition that's about a week and a half out, and there was also speak of some new rare material that was going to be brought in through like a black market avenue, like to
Right.
the ship, the dry dock in that area. As well as Cece, you know, making sure that Cricket is okay. There's a couple reasons to stick around if you guys would so choose, but it's really up to the captain.
I have an opinion on the material
I
thing.
was gonna say, if we're talking about it as a crew, I don't mind staying here, like waiting out that week and a half, because there's a lot of stuff I can start working on, and then going back to the town. But if y'all want to go back now, then I also have no reason to not do that.
I'll defer to what the captain says, but let's wait out the week and a half. Why not?
Oh, week.
I mean, I'm down to set sail now if the captain wants to.
Well, it's up to you.
Personally,
However you want to do it.
I think we could actually straight up, if we could find out what route the ship is taking to get to the island, we could just ambush it on sea. Like, we have 2 god level fishmen that point over to myself, and then the other 2, because I make 1, the other 2 make 1, so that's 2 god level fishmen on our crew.
Big Azrael chimes in and says like, Bang and I, we heard it was coming from Deul, so it's gonna be coming probably from about any points off the horizon. He's like, probably about that direction.
Right, but you know, look, guys, you know how fond I am of the general pilfering and theft of things. I feel like this is one of those things we buy. I'm gonna be honest, because at least from what I heard from the guy, whoever's bringing this stuff on the ship, sounds like they might have gone through like the calm belt to get here, and that's not an easy sale.
You know what? I heard him say combo. I mean, it was like, you know, we don't have to do that. We could just like not do what I just said.
You know, it sounds like one of those things we just buy and not steal. Now that turtle, that's different. The turtle's different.
Look,
I'm gonna be wrong.
I'm just gonna finish again. Whatever I just said, forget it. Captain, there's one thing though. I would like to win that fishing competition, but
I would recommend not taking the ship to the dock because, as fun as all this has been, we are still pirates, and so.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't put the fishing competition above. Like, I'm pretty satisfied with everything we've accomplished here. Like the captain said, we've made it. Like, I don't know if anybody else felt that. Like, I didn't really pay attention to everything else the captain said. I was still stuck on that first line when she said, "We made it." When she said that, I felt accomplished. I was like, you know, you started from falling from the sky with nothing but a Den Mushi on your shoulder, and he just points to Ragnar. Then, not cute Ragnar. Then,
Oh, I also made a small plate of lettuce for Ragnar. Then I just got to make that canon real quick.
Iceberg or romaine?
Iceberg, of course.
Of course.
Now we went from just a bunch of Davy back winners to conquerors, bandit destroyers, bounty killers. Not really like bounty killers, but bounty killers. You get my point. We've done a lot.
Down with those swine.
Right. I'm not saying we don't go to the city. I'm just saying if we go, we should probably walk, not take the ship.
I'm saying we don't need to.
Yeah, but that material does seem slightly interesting. But if we have no other reasons to go, I'm not gonna try to hold everybody up on that.
The two new fishermen, gentlemen, Philip and Fugu, are gonna be like, "Hey, we don't gotta walk or take the ship," and they point at the docks and they're like, "You're a crafty guy, right? You can make us some boards. We'll teach you guys how to surf."
I actually like that idea. Even if we don't use it to get to the island, yeah.
Dill says, "Oh, I only surfed Lord Azrael," turns and then sees his arms hanging down lower than usual.
Oh yeah, I'll fix those soon. I see Dill look at my arms and get disappointed. I'm like, listen, last thing I need is you being disappointed in my own arms.
I swear this never happens.
That did remind me one thing. Teagum did give me an idea, and there was one thing I wanted to try for Lord Azrael. I'm just guessing we're all on the ship at this point, but I want to grab a little bit of that gel and take my the elemental cannon I still had out, and like try to put some lightning in the gel. The stuff we got from Luminous E.
The concentrated sea energy gel.
Yeah.
No, it's not concentrated sea energy itself, I don't think.
Close enough.
Jelly that holds heat.
Right, but basically, I just want to try to contain some lightning into that and stick those on the back, like on Lord Azrael's shoulders, where his like non-functioning arms are.
Yeah, so it's like icy hot, kind of like it holds like a bit of like an electromagnetic charge, and you start to hear like you feel like a bit of like a warmth cut through like a cold numbness that you've been feeling for a while now, Lord Azrael. It's just faint, but it's there.
You might be on something with this gel thing.
But Captain,
use this.
Captain, what are you choosing? You guys gonna stick around? Or you wanting to like just peace out?
Yeah, Captain, what's the plan? Oh, there's always that log post we found on the ship.
Final verdict. We out.
Let's go.
We out. after enough time to, fix the ship and stuff, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm like, oh, I almost forgot. She's gonna start like digging in her pocket. Like, wait, where I put that? Hold on. Oh, here we go. She's gonna pull out the internal log post. Where does this go again?
No idea.
I think we got a good.
Found it on some.
Captain, I'm gonna be honest. I think we probably have to go to the Grand Line before that's useful.
I don't know where it goes to, Captain. All I know is I found it on some ancient ship that's at least about 400 years old. Or at least that was the estimate I got. Meaning wherever that thing points to, it's something that we've never been to.
I'm gonna hold it up above my head. And like, what direction is it pointing in? It's like the, I guess like the pointer.
Kind of the northwest, which would point directly into a calm belt.
Okay.
That's
Well, maybe-
voice.
Maybe I don't know. Is it on the way? I'm gonna, I guess, look at the Fishman guys. Like those islands you were talking about. Those on the way?
To the calm belt, and they're like scratching their heads a little bit. It's like, oh, it's just on the other side of the like on the other side of the Fool's Sea. And like they kind of like pull out like a little map of the north, and you can kind of like see like just like kind of how everything is laid out. I think I have one of those. Hold on.
Because if I'm being honest, Captain, if we're going into the Calm Belt, I'd like to make some upgrades to the wind power.
Upgrades on the ship. Yeah.
Well, just like specifically the wind power stuff, because we're not going to be able to depend on the currents.
How long do you need?
Oh. If we're gonna go to the combo, we might as well wait for the materials to get here, right?
Well, isn't there another way to the Grand Line besides going through the Calm Belt? It's extremely dangerous.
Well, we're not going to the Grand Line. We're heading to where that thing points.
I would say if we're gonna head towards the Calm Belt, I would love it if we could just take the time to get the ship ready, and then hopefully those materials are here, because I've heard they're strange, but sometimes strange materials can be really helpful when going on a journey you maybe shouldn't be going on. You know,
Make sure we get the ship together. If by the time we do that, those materials come around, we could take a little peek or two. But we're gonna focus on the ship. Deal?
Yeah, that works for me. Let me, because you know the town's got kind of turned over and stuff. Let me take a look at the ship and kind of assign some tasks to, you know, some of the crew, like Harry and Soft, and you know, some of the new guys. I'll look over like the Fishman.
Yeah.
You know, get them broke in, and then I'll go check in with the guy from the docks if anyone else wants to go into town with me. But I'm gonna have to check in with him at some point at least. But yeah, I would. Above table, as far as how we do our downtime, after I assign them tasks, I'd like to probably go to the town and see what's going on with the mysterious material.
So just to show you guys, now that we're on this map, you guys can see my arrow, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So this is the clockwise gyre, like wrapping around this island like this. You would have to like kind of like sail out of it, which is harder to do like straight out this way. But the Fool's Sea is like this whole area right here. And then the islands that they're talking about would obviously be like somewhere around these like stretch of islands here. Because they said just beyond the Fool's Sea. So that's like, and then obviously we have Calm Belt all down here, right? But yeah, so if you guys were sticking around a bit just to completely recuperate and make sure the ship is good, that will take at least I would say like a week, maybe not the full week and a half, but yeah, we can kind of go over some of the things that you guys are focusing on throughout that week. Obviously, repairing the ship is going to be Bang D Boom's major focus, and Bang D Boom.
Well, actually, for a lot of the ship stuff, outside of like super important repairs, I'm gonna try to delegate to various NPCs because I want to start working on armor and stuff.
Got you. So just kind of like using some of the new materials that you've got to tinker away at certain things that you guys might have noticed in more recent encounters that some of the party members might be lacking. So I just outfitting the crew as well as the ship. I can respect that. Go ahead, and you said you're gonna have like a few individuals helping you out. Obviously Big Azra is game to help you with any of the like tinkering and armor smithing and like weapon crafting stuff, so you'll have at least one individual helping you out. So go ahead and give me any 2 roles you would like. If you wanted to do smiths or tinkers or just like a straight like dexterity or like any 2 roles you would like. And depending on how much you are wanting to accomplish would kind of dictate where this DC is going to be placed. So you're mostly wanting...
This is over a week?
Yes.
Okay.
So how many pieces of armor or how many weapons, and while also delegating some tasks to recovering the ship, are you trying to like ideally get done?
Outside of ship repairs, I want to make armor for Dalton, Samia, and I have to make a new weapon for Azrael. So
okay, so that's like the bare minimum.
Yeah, I gotta. That's what I gotta get done. My personal project is the armor I'm working on, but that's kind of like my own thing I can work.
Yeah, and if you've talked to, yeah, I was gonna say if you talk to like just get like a general consensus of the crew, Fugu and Philip are fine. They're gonna be like, oh no, don't worry about us. Like Russ would be like, yeah, I could use some gear, I guess. Like if you. Again, I'm sorry.
Russ shot me, so his armor will be made last. So yeah, during the week, during the week that I have Dalton, Samia, and then a weapon for Azrael are going to be my focus.
Yeah. What about Captain? Scarlet, are you thinking you could use maybe some beefier armor for yourself?
Oh, I already had armor.
Just some armor. It's not great.
I mean, I'm down to the possibility, but I want to worry about the NPCs first.
Got you.
I mean, if I was making armor, I didn't know if the captain needs armor, then I would make that before I made it for the.
So if we're looking at like just a handful of smaller projects while keeping the ship like repairs in mind as well, and you're delegating, you're working with a few individuals. We'll say Softy Boy is probably not going to be directly assisting you, but he can lend a hand from time to time. But I think Harry as well as Big Azra would be definitely down to like provide their helping hands. Harry isn't much of a shipwright himself, but he's kind of a jack of all trades. He can do some of the ship stuff like that you delegate to him, and Big Azra can be a helping hand, not just with the ship but also with a lot of the armor and weapon stuff, because that's kind of his specialty. So with 2 helping hands and about 5 or 6 projects to work on, we're going to say that throughout the week you could roll any 2 checks, and you will, the DC here is just going to be a 17.
Okay. Advantage or flat?
You roll, they're both gonna be flat. You can roll the same one twice if you wanted, and that would be like the same as advantage, but like any 2 checks that you would like to make here, as long as one of them if we're looking for like an average of 17. So if you get like a 19 and a 15, you hit, you know what I mean?
I'm just gonna roll Tinkerer's Tools at advantage, I think.
Got it. Yeah, you got it. So I will go over some of the I'll make sure I upgrade their sheets specifically, and I'll get Scarlet's sheet updated as well before the start of next session when we pick up after all this downtime. As far as some of the benefits that you'll be getting, you had several character moments where you have worked on accomplishing a lot for the crew. We'll go ahead and give you a little something yourself. Check your DMs. You don't have to talk about any of this that I'm messaging you guys directly, but you can if you want. But that's going to be the bulk of what Bang D Boom focuses on until the ship is fully repaired. And again, the shipment has not fully arrived, but it will be closer to that time. What's up?
Wait, Vex, there's something I need to check before we fast forward to the future, because depending on the result of this, Azrael might have a completely different attitude about staying on this island and leaving immediately.
What do you need to check on?
I need to check the room where I held the Jin project.
Oh yeah. You notice 2 individuals completely incapacitated. They seem to be dehydrated, almost as if they are hungover or malnourished, maybe both. But so you see specifically Bonsai and whatever I named the old guy.
Okay.
You do not see Orion.
And that's Scorpion.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh no, he was the deadliest one.
I know.
Oh
Hey,
no.
have a more.
You kind of putting 2 and 2 together, you would know that because of his devil fruit, he would be rather unaffected by poison. So he would probably feel a little bit safer trying to make his way through the swamp than maybe these other 2 would have, you know.
Makes sense.
Look, I'm just gonna inform the crew. I said we might have. Okay, not might. We have a serious problem.
What is going on?
Well, let's just say somebody that we didn't exactly treat the best on our ship. That also is a famous bounty hunter with pull.
Once I escape.
That also should by now know that we killed Shivers because he was in the room with the guys that saw us kill Shivers. Yeah. He's on the loose. He just not here anymore. And he knows where we are. Maybe not exactly, but he knows we're around this vicinity.
And he knows about shit.
Not bad, but
He would, because the other guy, the big hyena, I don't know if you remember the hyena. He was like some dude that could turn into a giant hyena. Shivers sent him to find us, and then we killed Shivers, and Dill went all flashing the skull of Shivers in his face, like, this is what happens when you trust the pirate, whatever, you know.
Well, that does it. We're turning back. Can't be helped.
Like, we need to go. Like, we can't be here. Remember when we ran into those other Marines that also happened to be on this island that were all stronger than all of us combined? Remember those Marines? They will be after us if we do not get out of here.
Yo, I'm gonna tell Bang. I'm like, listen, you might need to just focus on the ship. We gonna worry about the armor and everything else at a different time. We actually, this is dire.
Wait,
We gotta go.
Captain, the material. That's what.
So
He killed Shivers, and somebody out there knows. I'm not ready to go through that right now.
I don't even know.
No. You guys have it wrong. We gotta just find Scorpion.
Nah, I think bailing the best course of action.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not going back in the swamp.
If he makes it to the capital, there's a lot of. He can rat us out.
Hear me out. Right now, he's like a ragged, debilitated.
No, he's right.
Weird-looking prisoner.
He would be weak.
No, but I'm just saying, if he just pulls up on the Capitol blabbering nonsense, who's gonna believe him?
you guys also got to think. So
Well,
Samia is gonna chime in, and she's like, at the state that these individuals have been maintained at, they are not in any shape to survive what we just went through in that swamp. There's no guarantee he gets out of there alive, right?
Look.
Like, wouldn't the smartest course of action just be for us to maybe keep an eye on the route in between the swamp and the capital?
I agree.
Almost
Listen,
we
I
are.
just wanted to make sure you
You
guys
lose.
understood what
You
might
lose.
be happening.
I agree with that. I wanted to head, back into town to talk to that guy again. About
Let's not do that anymore.
But, well, no, but I'm saying it might be a good idea. The route between the swamp and the capital, that might be on the way to the town. I don't remember the exact layout of how everything is. So I don't.
It's on.
Actually,
It's on
did you not
the.
forget who we ran into earlier?
Who?
Those Marine folks. They're still here.
Hoot hoot.
But Captain, I'm gonna be honest with you. Without those new materials, I don't have much confidence in making it through the Calm Belt. To be honest,
I
because
agree.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Bang is
So
right. We
just to
need
give
those
you-
materials to get to the Calm Belt.
just to give you all the general layout, the graveyard area is like right around here-ish. And then obviously the swamp is gonna be up here. If you guys can see on the map where I'm like arrowing right now, you guys are right here. Lake Cole is right here. This is like where the cornfields were and stuff like that. You have to get through the cornfields and Lake Cole, like in between here, in order to get from the swamp to the capital. Unless you're swimming or going like the very long way around, you know what I mean? So
realistically, he's got to go through here. We could
So, yeah.
go from here to here, and then as soon as we get done here, boom, pop out.
Well, so wait, hear me out. So with where we're at right now, if a couple of us go back towards the town, I can go talk to the blacksmith guy while the others kind of keep an eye out on that route between the swamps and the capital, because he pretty much has to go by that way, or he's going to get massacred in the cornfields if he somehow makes it out of the swamp.
Oh, that is true.
And so he's going to have to kind of pass through there. So I feel like if we head that way, let me go see what's up with the shipment. It might not even still be happening. And if it's not happening, I say we go, but we have to change where we're going, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what this material does, but how we are right now, I don't see us getting through the Calm Belt. So if we're gonna leave, I would say go somewhere besides the Calm Belt.
I'm not
That's
saying
all.
we leave now. I'm saying we continue with the plans we have. Just keep caution on the situation that we're in, which is that they might fully know who we are, our faces, expect a marine killer to be somewhere in somebody's name or something. I don't know.
Well, you know whose face he doesn't know that well, or at least not as a pirate. And I'm just gonna do that big smile. This guy.
No, but we turn and look at Cece.
oh my god, that's hilarious.
And as I'm looking at Cece, I'm just smiling, looking at myself like,
yourself.
Some of the crew is some of the crew is that's true. He was.
I know.
Yeah, but y'all all gave him fake names though, like but whenever the Marines were interrogating y'all, but some of the crew is obviously going to be divvied up, helping, doing other people doing their downtime stuff and whatnot. But Fugu and Philip are specifically going to be like, hey, so we have no real interest in going to any human settlements. They are pretty famously not rad. So we can keep an eye on like the route in between the graveyard and like wherever y'all are gonna be and stuff like we'll do the surveillance gig a bit, as long as you just keep us fed. We're cool to chill.
Can I take I guess I want to flavor it as like taking one of my little shells or whatever from my elemental cannon and just like giving it to them as like a flare. So if they like see something, they can shoot it up in the air. So it'll be like a big flame.
Fugu just pulls out like a den and he's like, or we could just like, call each other like, and if you wanted, like that's probably easier.
I'm gonna just like tap him on the shoulder. It's like, look, I hear you, but nothing beats live ammunition. I'm just like tapping and handing.
Oh, you're one of those types. Okay, so like
Bang does that. I just take Fugu's den number. Please just give me the den number.
He's like, okay, yeah. So yeah, you guys have a way to communicate with them. They'll play surveillance and they'll let you know immediately if somehow Orion makes it out of this swamp alive, which you bet your ass I will be rolling some D100s to determine in the off time. But for now, I feel like you're pretty at ease to proceed, you know, with whatever you need for the next couple, like 7 days, without like much alarm until you get that call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Bang Deep Boom, off of your 28, you are absolutely going to be able to facilitate all of the necessary repairs on the ship, and then some even, and you'll be able to get good, you know, pretty decent armor for Samia, for Dalt, for the captain, and for Russ, as well as a new item, like a weapon for Big Azra. And we'll message and communicate a little bit in between sessions and figure out, get all of that done before next session, so you have accomplished all of the things that you need to accomplish simultaneously. We're not just going to skip like the full week. While that week is happening though, Dill, what's your character gonna be spending most of their time doing?
So for the first little bit, he's gonna be like trying to focus, and first things first, above all of this, Dill is going to go below deck and look for his skulls.
Yeah, they're there. They just where you left them.
All right, perfect. That's all I needed. All right, so Dill is gonna go above deck, and he's gonna like he's gonna move away from the ship and not aim towards the ship while he's doing this, but he's gonna be trying to hone in the flying strikes to a perfection, like to where he can reliably use them.
Okay.
And then once he feels confident enough that he can replicate it every time, then he's gonna start either looking for Russ and trying to teach him how to be nimble and how to uncannily dodge from stuff that's coming his way. And after he's finally drilled it into Russ's head, he's gonna sit and focus on his devil fruit.
Okay, so first priority is continuing to practice something similar to the like the Tempest kick that you had seen that Jerry had kind of like helped you, and you and Davos had been working on, like something on that line of, you know, like a projectile strike. Second priority is training Russ to be a little bit more light on his feet, and third priority is some devil fruit training, correct?
Yes.
Cool. For the purposes of the flying strikes, I'm gonna go ahead and let you make 3 rolls. They will all be flat. You can roll anything that you can justify. If you just wanted to roll straight attacks, you could roll those. The DC on this, are you going to be doing this combat training kind of solo? Or is anybody going to attempt to... Yeah, is anybody wanting to like also help on him? This doesn't have to be your top priority, but it is Dill's. But like, is anybody else assisting?
I am going to be there for the devil fruit training, but probably not the combat training.
Yeah, for the combat
just
though.
blend together. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm definitely there for the for the Tempest kick for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that
you
way
guys
both
are
of us can try and bounce off of each other, at least ideas of how to replicate it.
huge, and you'll notice that Davos has gotten a little bit more fortified with remember you guys kind of throwing attacks at each other and whatnot before, you know, there might have been a little bit of a blowback if you made like a full contact and swung us with like all of your might, and Davos would like slide back a bit. Like you're noticing he's more like a brick wall now than he was. And it's funny, Davos, if you actually look at your character sheet, there's actually been a few things added to it. Again, we don't need to talk about it out loud, but I just want you to go over that and make sure that you're aware that some things have been adjusted.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So make sure you read over that for whenever we proceed. Dill, you're gonna be able to roll any roll you want, 3 flat rolls. One can be this attack, one can be that attack, one can be a skill check or something like that. However you want to flavor these rolls, you can feel free to do so. The average DC is going to be a 15.
All right. So, flavor of the first one is he's gonna like. At first, he's just trying to throw all of his might behind his sword to see if it like carries any further than it normally would. Carries a little bit further. The second
Crazy.
one, he's gonna be. Ignore
Yeah.
the +1. I did not get plus.
You're all good. I figured.
The second one, instead of like trying to force it, he's gonna try and maneuver it faster to like almost try and cut through the air as he's doing it. And for the third one, he's gonna kind of settle on a healthy mixture of both.
Crazy. Yeah, you passed with flying colors there, and flying strengths. You know, one might say. I am going to send you a thing in just a second, and we'll check your DMs. As far as Russ's training, you had mentioned you wanted to get him a little bit more evasive, get his footwork a little bit beefed up, get him a little bit more roguish in nature. So you are going to be assisting him, and I'll say that Dalt will also be lending a hand here, so he'll have two people helping him out. So I'm going to go ahead and roll 2 rolls for him. His DC is going to be his DC is going to be a 19.
Okay.
And I just sent you a DM, so make sure you check that out really quickly. Wonderful. So Russ, he gets 2 rolls. Obviously, the first thing that he is going to roll is going to be a stealth.
Hey.
Which he's kind of goated with the sauce on that. The next thing is going to be he is like inherently like his tracker senses, like he is a survivalist at heart. So he's gonna also take that into consideration while trying to think like his prey, you know, and be stealthy in the ways that like they wouldn't predict. He also passes with flying colors, which is something that I'll make sure to take note of and get that translated onto his sheet after this session. As far as Devil Fruit training, this being your 3rd priority, it will have an inherently higher DC. And
I'm here for you.
Yeah, Cece is going to be a part of this. And one thing I will ask is that Cece, we don't have to go over everything that is your priorities right now. Just where on your priorities does Devil Fruit training rank?
It's also my 3rd.
Okay, so the both of you guys kind of working together here, and Russ is also along for the ride because he has noticed some strange abilities that he still has questions. And as he's heard you guys kind of going back and forth about like, it's a blessing, it's a curse, this and that, it reminded him of old Baba Mira and these strange abilities that he has possessed his entire life that he recalls. So the 3 of you are going to be kind of like working on this and attempting to be more on the same page, as Cece and Russ are more unaware of things, but Dill seems to be on the upper, side of like having this type of general awareness. I'm going to first allow Dill to roll 3 checks. And the DC for this is going to be a 22.
Okay. So for flavor, while we're all sitting there, obviously I have the ability now to where people can speak inside of my Devil Fruit circle.
Correct.
And voices can travel inside of it, but not outside of it. So I'm going to use that to kind of like isolate us in this space where we can all focus and talk with each other. And they're going to be inside my silence bubble, but they can still speak.
Nice.
And is it any checks?
Anything you can flavor.
So, first question is, do features apply to this?
Give me an example.
Rest step.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right, so I am inside the silence bubble. I am trying to become the epitome of a rogue, and for on table, trying to be as ever silent as I can inside of my silence bubble.
Nice. That's, you're gonna need to roll a bit higher to bring the average up, but that's not a bad roll.
That's what I was gonna say, is like feeling that I have felt myself be less of a presence before. I'm gonna do that one again to like try and nail it.
Oof. We're struggling here.
Yeah. And definitely off of that one, not feeling myself as much of a presence, is gonna go for a third one.
So you're making a lot of efforts to train yourself. You're feeling like you're hitting a bit of a brick wall in not quite accomplishing the things that you thought you would accomplish. But your training with Russ has kind of also shown you that maybe it's not just about being as sneaky as you yourself can be, but also being very situationally and environmentally aware. I'm gonna say, if you would like to roll me something like more wisdom based, I will allow one extra free roll.
Above table, it had to be wisdom. No.
That's what he's good at.
Yeah. So with this being third on my list of priorities through the week, how long into the week span would this have taken place?
I mean, I feel like it's like some of the day is spent doing this, some of the day is spent doing this, and then some of the day, it's like, so it's not necessarily like you have to spend your first 3 days entirely sun up to sundown. It's just like, it's just about how you divvy up your time. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to like happen third. It's just that it's something that you spend less time on the two things before it. Does that make sense?
So my question being is, would I have been able to get a short rest during this time?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I thought we got a long rest already.
Yeah, y'all would be totally rested up and like assume you're cream of the crop. You're in your prime right now while doing all of this.
So I am going to reluctantly lose the ability to speak with Shivers. And I would like to know if Shivers had either survival, perception, or insight. And I know he has one of those.
He definitely has, I think he has perception and insight for sure.
All right, I will take a perception proficiency.
Okay.
And that is going to be used to like try and observe how my presence affects the world.
I'm gonna be completely real. I did the math. You need to crit.
Yeah, I know.
You like legit need to crit.
Yeah, that's why I was not liking the fact that it was a wisdom-based one, but it's all good.
Yeah, with Russ helping you out, and Cece is also pretty wise in and of herself. So I will allow for advantage on this roll, but you got to crit. Otherwise, we'll need to spend some more downtime working on devil fruit stuff later on.
Big money, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop.
Wait, no way.
That's
Let's
crazy.
I am up in pacing right now. That is insane.
That's
Bro, proficiency is cracked.
you can't make this up. You know, you that's actually insane. Okay.
Baby loans.
Check your DMs again. That is absolutely insane. Davos, what are you gonna be spending the bulk of your time on? You kind of already gotten a bit of like a fortification, for lack of a better term, in your like certain abilities. I know you said you were going to be also working on training with Dill. What else is all in the menu, and what order of priorities are these going to be in for your week?
I'll probably do. I'm gonna do like, I guess to piggyback off Dill's, top priority is practicing Tempest Kick with him.
Okay.
Second priority, I want to sharpen him traditionally as well. And then the Shave 2 would be my Misty Step. So I've noticed like the difference in it, and I want to that. But maybe also take some stock of those differences and still have time for a rest, of course, at some point. But essentially, yeah, just honing up on the Rokushiki and trying to get the Tempest Kick down.
Okay, wonderful. So you are going to, oh, never mind. Ignore what I just sent you, Dill. I thought I read it wrong. So you're going to be, number one priority is training like more of the Rokushiki type of thing, right?
Well, yeah, specifically Rankyaku with Dill.
Got you. So Dill helping you out there. I'm gonna give you the same amount of rolls. You're gonna have 3 rolls, but the DC, since it is your first priority, that was also Dill's first priority, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the same thing. It's like 3 any checks, and the DC was what, 15?
I think it was
average
to
17, yeah. So 3 checks, 3 ability checks or attacks, whatever roles you want to flavor it as, Davos. Actually, I lied. Yours is going to be a DC 19.
Oh my god, you got this.
Was there anything in my choice?
Any roles you can flavor.
I'm gonna go with just like a raw dexterity to try to mainly get the mechanics that were imparted to us already in Port Scarletta by Jerry down, as well as kind of like hone off of what Dill was doing as well, kind of bouncing off of his own training. I'll do the flat dexterities. Nice.
So you're putting valuable effort forth. You're not gonna get quite the hang of it, but you notice that through your efforts, Dill seems to be with the blade, getting very, very, adept at this, and he's being able to show you like some pointers here and there and whatnot. You're sure that if you keep at it, you will be able to nail this, and you just have to keep at it every day, training and stuff like that, like what Verity used to tell you when you guys would train back then. So you also think that it might be easier, like there might be something to using like a blade, but you've never really been like one for those types of weapons. So trying to get it like with your feet, like you saw D'Amico and Goddard doing and things like that, is gonna just require you to just train harder than you've ever trained and continue forth. But that is noted. What would be like a second priority other than this?
The second priority is definitely honing Shigon.
Gotcha. So we'll go ahead and say that these attempts right here are just going to be for like all of the blanket Rokushiki, like physical training types of things, you know. So again, you're just going to continue to be working on emboldening those strengths. You've got a pretty decent feel on, like, you got a pretty solid Shigon, and keeping on working at that is going to help you like focus on like pinpoint precise damage. But for a more widespread effect like a Rankyaku, that's something you're going to be needing to spend a good amount of more time on to nail down, right? Is there anything non Rokushiki like straight combat training that's on the priorities list for Davos in this week?
At one point, I'm not really sure when this would work out, but I'm sure there could be one point within a week somewhere. I would say like early morning, I would smell the like breakfast being cooked, and take a look at a little something that I've been holding on to for a while. And I'm just thinking in bed, and then I get out and I want to head up to the kitchen where I assume Cece, I guess, is cooking breakfast one morning. And I just want to ask Cece, like, so what exactly has your life been like since I last saw you? Or has your life always been like this, Butcher?
What? Well, if I'm honest, it's always been like this. I used to just use Live Nil as a hub where I could hide and not have to worry about people. But why did you choose to call me that name?
I still got the page in hand, maybe like fold up it and just like wave, and it is the somewhat now crumpled bounty from being in my pocket for a while, maybe even crumpled more perhaps. And there is a vague likeness on it which is not vague enough, was not vague enough for Davos. He flashes the bounty of the Butcher to Cece.
Dun, dun,
So you
dun.
found out?
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you found out I have a bounty. As you can tell, they don't know that that's me. That's the only reason I have been able to stay hiding in Live Nil for so long. But you questioned about like what I was doing here, and I gave you that piece of paper. That's what I'm doing here. I want to be a pirate, because if I'm going to achieve the things that I want to achieve, making Scarlet the Queen of the Pirates is going to make that easier for me.
Hell yeah.
Davos grins, and can I run an insight on that?
What are you trying to glean from this?
Honesty, broadly, and more specifically, hint of betrayal toward Captain Scarlet.
Cece, you can just like Lucas, does your character have any hint of deception about them right now?
Not at all. You can see a glint in Cece's eyes. This is something that she has dreamed of. She searched for a crew for a long time. The only reason they kept coming to Live Nil is because, and she will say this, this part to Davos as well. The only reason I kept coming back to Live Nil is because I could never find a crew that I felt was worthy enough to join full time.
Yeah, you Davos, you recall from your past with Cece that there was always like a tall tale here or there, or like a story from a bookshelf that was being told, and you could kind of always very easily see through any slight of deception or like just like white lying that might have taken place, like to scare all of the rest of the kids at the orphanage. You know, they all might have been convinced by Cece, you know, telling them like, oh, you shouldn't eat the seeds, a whole watermelon will grow in your stomach. You were never fooled by any of those though, and you've always been able to see right through Cece, and you can do it right now as well.
Nice. The grin persists then. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, would it help you to know why they call me the Butcher?
Above table, I am curious, but Davos actually wouldn't ask in this moment.
Okay.
So you keep your secrets.
I'll keep my secrets, Davos.
That's hilarious. I love the moment. But let's segue over into what Cece is going to be spending her downtime on throughout the week. What's top priority for the Butcher?
Top priority for her is improving her skills and knowledge of history. She's going to be doing a lot of research. As you might recall, before we left my home, I ran back inside and grabbed some books and things like that to bring with me. So I'm going to be taking my time researching those, trying to kind of look around, like possible islands in the Calm Belt, possible islands in the South Blue that we may be going to, things like that. I'm also going to be trying to look for hints of whatever that language was that Scarlet and Dalt were talking about and like had shown me on the piece of paper.
Yeah, wonderful. So you would also probably be staying pretty cataloged and chronicled and up to date on current events. Is that correct?
Yes.
Which brings us to another entry of the World Economic Newspaper, everybody. So this is, we'll go over like your checks here in just a second, but you would probably be one of the first. You got a full subscription, you know, for the BuzzFeed type shit that Big News has been sending out. But October 13th, big news: the tourbillon is no more. Sea kings, vigilantes, and world nobles in the north, the Reverie and Aqua Laguna are fast approaching. Folks, the north has had a wild week to say the least. A historic maelstrom known as the tourbillon that has persisted for centuries has officially dissipated. Marine biologists speculate that this was somehow caused by the awakening of the Slumbering One, an ancient guardian sea beast that previously inhabited the Calm Belt near the North Pole. The monstrous Leviathan made its way to the clockwise gyre and began to lay waste to the coast of Live Nil near Lake Cole. Marines as well as the Royal Army of Live Nil banded together to fight back the legendary creature, but in the end, it was the mighty King Ayuyatayan IX himself who felled this titanic beast. Exports have been delayed to the surrounding areas, and a rebuild effort is currently underway. Reports of a renegade masked thief stealing from the rich in the capital and giving to those who lost everything in the onslaught have been surfacing. Just who is this mysterious individual? The surveyor's team is rumored to be holding a banquet to celebrate the mighty King of Live Nil, where he is almost assuredly going to be invited to the upcoming reverie. Aqua Laguna is right around the corner as well. Make sure to prepare accordingly if you are in the heavily affected areas. Check out next week's article for our top 5 tips to weather the storm. As far as any historical research that you might be undertaking and whatnot, you've read a lot of what has to be offered, or pretty much all of what has to be offered at the chateau, but you would, if you had gone to Lake Cole at all, or even to the capital, which are fairly accessible to you, you could just walk right in and out of the capital. They still are not aware. You would, you'd be able to procure maybe some other documentation and things like that. There were a lot of things that were brought up recently. And again, most of it is going to be kind of current events, but you juxtaposing some of these air quote truths versus some of the air quote truths of the past and other recordings and things like that. So I'm gonna need, this is one that I will actually specify. One of these roles must be insight, but I am gonna need I'm gonna say 3 rolls. One of them has to be an insight, and we're looking for a collective like an average here of DC 17.
There weren't any updated boundaries in that economic equipment.
There are none that are notable. No.
Let's go, dude. Like,
so what's the average?
That's not bad.
Yeah, let me do.
That's not bad.
Math.
I ain't gonna lie.
Let me do some math real quick.
39. So.
What's up?
No, 49.
Okay, I was about to say we're doing Cece's downtime stuff right now. So your average is actually a 16.3.
No!
Would anybody be assisting Cece
Samia.
in
Samia, she's me and her are learning about the different sides of the island together.
I'm proficient in intelligence. Can I help?
You've got your plate kind of full, but you are going back and forth through the town a few times,
I
right?
do have guidance. I do have guidance.
Roll a d4, Cece.
Let's go, dude.
Because this, she's just trying
It's gonna
to.
change the average by at best 1.
Oh,
One is all
it
they
made
need.
It made it.
Right.
Let's
So-
go.
What is that? 53 divided by 3. That is in fact above a 17. Yeah, that is above a 17. So, you are going to hear of like something. So there's some fishy things going on right now. Some reports that are kind of like they're public, but like you can kind of tell that these public documents have a bit of like a fishy. Sorry, Lord Azrael. Sorry, Philip. Sorry, Fugu. They have like a bit of like a they leave like a suspension of disbelief, similarly to some other articles that you had read historically that you know are bogus. You already have like a firm grasp on history. What you really manage in all of this is to figure out how to utilize history to apply to the current day information that is being given out, right? You are going to hear about a festival that is approaching in an island in the north. You're going to be able to hear about Aqua Laguna is obviously like a big topic, and you've heard before that it has the best salt across like the globe, is like it is what accumulates from this storm over in some affected parts of the Grand Line. You've heard of some mysterious disappearings in the Florian Triangle. You've heard of some strange place called the New World, and just some stirrings of some public figures making moves over there with much higher bounties than you would realize. Like the highest bounty, like, or the highest like berry number you've heard is like there's an island in the North Fleet Vance that is offering a 2 billion berry reward for people, for doctors to cure of like this illness that's plaguing the nation. There's individuals making moves in this place called the New World that are like, their bounties are over twice that.
Oh wow.
And so you're like, that kind of just like humbles you a bit, and you're just like, holy shit. Like you hear loose bits of information on several different ongoings currently, and in you being able to relate those stories to things that you have heard in the past.
Can Bangy Boom just say, or I guess Cece overhears her talking about Aqua Laguna while he's working on stuff, just because of where he's from. You know, we got some experience.
Yeah. Lucas, check your DMs, and you can feel free to interact about Aqua Laguna all you'd like.
But yeah, I guess while he's like hammering away at some boards or something like that, and Cece's reading, he's just like shouting, talking to the people helping to him and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you know, every year we gotta board up everything. That big flood comes, I swear every year it's bigger. Oh man, Aqua Laguna. But you know, it's getting around that time of year actually. It's probably the first year I haven't been there to help them board everything up. I'm sure I'm sure they can do it. I'm sure they got it. But
isn't Water 7 in the Grand Line? The weather there is tumultuous.
I mean, that's one way to put it. But like, imagine just like basically for us, the sea is like the ground basically. So imagine if the ground just lifts up by 100 feet once a year or something like that. But then it becomes 150 feet, and then man, it's a whole thing. You got to shut everything down. Some people evacuate the wheat.
What do you guys do when like it floods everything though? Do you just build on top of the old city?
I mean, it hasn't flooded that much in a while. Like the city we've got right now it's been around for a pretty long time. But I mean, you should come visit sometime. Maybe once we hit the Grand Line, you guys will see it. But it's pretty easy to travel by water. It's pretty cool. Like that's why I'm so good at building ships, man.
Well, I would love to see it.
Yeah, it's really a time, but Aqua Laguna, I wouldn't recommend coming during that. It's oh Lord. It's probably going to be pretty bad this year, to be honest. I kind of feel bad. You know, the folks are going to have to put everything up without me.
Wonderful.
Well, I'm sure you'll be missed there.
So, what's second priority for Cece?
Marksmanship. She's going to be training, getting more proficient with her crossbow.
Hell yeah.
Maybe trying some pistols and stuff out here and there.
Okay. So yeah, Bang D Boom would be kind of your guy for firearms, but as far as like archery, Russ is him. You know what I mean?
Russ is my guy.
Yeah. So this is going to be, since it's second priority, and Bang D Boom is going to be mostly tied up for, like, he'll be able to spend some time maybe in his leisure doing this, but he's got a lot.
If I used a week to do the other stuff, I was going to use the other half week that we had to work on my marksmanship. So I can do that with Cece if that's fine.
Yeah, it remains to be seen if the captain will want to stick around for the extra half of a week, if repairs will be done in a week. So I'm going to say Russ is going to be helping you out, Cece. This will be 3, any role that you can flavor, any role you can justify. The collective, or like the average here, is going to be a 21.
Can I do dexterity?
Any role you can flavor.
That's a dexterous technique to be able to aim and whatnot, right?
Some might say, yeah.
While moving, yes.
Oh, this is not looking good at the start. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I think it's impossible. So yeah, you were working towards it, and Russ is giving you like some pointers here and there, and you do figure out like kind of some new ways to, you know, your favored mark, your hunter's mark. He is somebody who does a lot of tracking and hunting back in his day, and so like a part of what I DM'd you, will flavor it that Russ kind of like helped you out in that facet a little bit. Yeah, so you do make a little bit of progress on this, but yeah, that is something you're gonna need to spend some more time on. What would be third priority?
Devil fruit training.
Hell yeah, and you've got Russ as well as Dill helping you with this for sure. Let me refer to something very quickly.
Okay. Dill, I think this would have been initiated because Cece would have walked up and asked, like, she wouldn't know how to like approach you about this. And like, so you're also afraid of the water?
Crazy.
Yes, I am also blessed by the sea, as you so eloquently referred to it. It's a curse.
All right, look,
by the way.
look, Tin Man. I just need to know. So, do I have a devil fruit? Is that what this is? Because I've been like this like my entire life. I've never been able to swim. My grandfather just always told me I was blessed by the sea because of the way the sea smelled or the salt in the sea.
I don't know. What can you do?
She stabs herself, and then like also starts like dissolving. Like,
oh God! Does it require you to? Oh.
I become intangible. It's like my body is made of salt, and I have to focus on holding myself together.
Cece, these are gonna be flat d20s, by the way. I'm gonna need 3, and I will not be public about the DC. I apologize.
That's fine.
That's something.
What is up with these tins?
Oh my God. Hey, it's not a 10. So it's still the possibilities that you are able to like it's like the analysis paralysis, and you're kind of seeing how other people do combat and how like you're seeing how it can implement like in like the more obvious ways, and it's very by the book, which is something that that's like kind of a lot of your life is by the book, and you're trying to be more creative about it and just hitting like again like a bit of a brick wall.
Yeah, I know I hit a brick wall, but just to like give you like kind of a picture of what I'm aiming for, I'm trying to get better at my constructs. Like I make my bullets with and I can make like a dagger, but I'm trying to make a cutlass out of it. So obviously I failed doing that, but that is what I'm working towards. Got you.
Yeah, wonderful.
Okay.
So
I would kill in an icy road city.
Next up, Lord Azrael. What's top priority?
Oh, wait. While I was in my downtime, at some point, I would have shared after me and Davos talked that I had a belt for the group, just so that everyone knows.
Gotcha. So everybody knows about the butcher now, just not the whole details.
Not the whole story.
Just the identity, the moniker. You know.
Yes, the moniker. Yeah.
Lord Azrael, how are you going to be spending this week? What's top priority?
Top priority is top priority is helping Softy Boy invent new experimental medicine for himself.
Got you. And so a lot of this, I'm assuming, is going to be, so you do have, your test subjects, but you have also been experimenting a little bit on your own self and with a new biological knowledge that you have gained from seeing how things kind of worked with Franklin Gilman, rest in peace, 07s. You had a bit of a revelation whenever you saw things go down with Gilman. Would you like to unpack that a little bit? A revelation. Did you want to like unpack any of that, like what your character might have been going through mentally right there, or nah?
With the Discovery or with Franklin?
You said something to Samia that kind of sunk in with me specifically, like, just as somebody who was like an audience in that moment, you know what I mean? And I didn't know if you wanted to like go more into that because there was so many different things going on right then and there.
Well, Lord Azrael was looking at Franklin as if he was further along the path that Lord Azrael was trying to walk on. Like, by all means, Franklin is like the end result or something close to what the end result Lord Azrael is looking for. An amalgamation of like everything put together in just the right way to create like quote unquote perfection or like the ultimate survivor or something. And looking at Franklin, basically looking back at his own past with regret, made Lord Azrael reflect on his path he's going forward on. Like, maybe there's something to take from Franklin's past towards Lord Azrael's future.
Gotcha. So is self-experimentation something that you're gonna be more willing to dive into, or something that you might be deterred from because of all of that?
Lord Azrael has been mostly working outside of himself the entire time. He's been mostly working on other people, so that when he started working on people closer to him, like example, like probably maybe Samia or Harry was the big deal, Ragnar then himself, he wouldn't have to worry about any F-ups. But now, after probably going through hearing what Franklin went through, that everything was done for the wrong reasons, basically saying there was like some moral quandary with how he got to where he was. Lord Azrael might be more willing to work directly on himself because he can trust his own constitution compared to other people. But that was the reason why he chose zones. So maybe he'll go about it in a way where he'll choose willing participants instead of capturing them now.
Okay. So working with Softy Boy to accomplish a new form of experimental medicine, and he is somebody who's absolutely willing to, you know, offer his assistance. Samia is obviously there as well. Whenever she's not, you know, helping out with any other like things that people might be needing or wanting, she's also just kind of having a blast figuring out like what the whole South Side is about. Her and Dalt, you know, are just like completely blown away by it. Russ is like not a fan because there's like all of the sand here tastes more like dirt for some reason. Who knows why? But you have very competent helpers and already a very extensive knowledge base, and this is something you've been working on for quite a while now. All the way back to the Void sessions, you've been kind of experimenting with your medicine. And the Jinn project has been something that's been going on forever now, like it feels like. I'm gonna need, you can roll any 4 rolls that you can justify, that you can flavor. The collective DC for such will be a 16, like the average DC. That's what you need to hit. So any 4 things.
It has to be 4 different rolls.
They don't have to be different if you just wanted to go like min max all the way into medicine, but however you would like to flavor this. I'm a sucker for flavor, so I'd be adding a little bit of sauce onto some things that I'd be DMing some of these individuals if they succeed.
All right, so I would want to try rolling animal handling first, because it'd be handling human bodies or like living bodies, and we're all technically animals. Technically.
That's crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna start with animal handling.
I think this would be flat. So we'll just go with.
Is it even possible for me to roll a 7?
Wait, how do you? I'm so confused right now. What is going on with your character sheet?
I have a plus 10. How would I roll a 7?
Let me hover over this really
Plus 10.
quickly.
Yeah,
says-
it's only adding the +3 from your wisdom.
Yeah, let me open up your sheet and see what's up with that. What just happened? Okay, the first roll 20 crash of the session. I'm sorry. We're back though. So looking at your animal handling, it does say that it is a +10. How did we?
How did I get lower than the minimum?
I'm gonna mess with your sheet really quickly. Don't touch anything. I'm just gonna check on some stuff.
How about this, Vex? You know, I'm gonna trust you, and you're gonna roll for me.
No shot. Is this happening?
Yes, shot. Yes, I'm gonna give you a shot.
Did the sun set in the west with it?
This is crazy. Well, I know
Every
you.
once in a while, I do this.
Wait, no, Pete,
Nope.
you always said that.
I don't care. Wherever the sun doesn't normally set, did it sit there?
Wherever the sun doesn't normally set is hilarious.
Sorry, I live with a compass. It's 2024. But wherever it doesn't set.
So that's a 20, and we'll say your previous one is a 14 because that would be what the +10 would be from the dice value, right? And then one more. I know medicine is definitely something that you are absolutely wanting to roll out of this, so that's what I figured.
I'm going for nature next. Roll nature.
Nature, okay. Yeah, it's kind of goaded. That's that is a vast amount of success, I would say.
And for the last roll, it's going to be completely based on the will of the person to survive this extremely potentially harmful experiment. So survival.
I should roll that from Softy Boy, shouldn't I?
Oh, sure.
He said,
See the experiment?
I don't know how confident I'm in Softy Boy's stats, but I'm do it.
I feel like
none of us are proficient in survival, so yeah, it sounds like you should.
Well, so I said the DC was a 16. You got like a 14, a 20, and a 25. Like, I think you're kind of sitting pretty solid on this. Do you want to let it ride on Softy Boy's? I feel like, so just by the way that you worded this, I feel like it wouldn't be a survival check. It would be like a straight up like Constitution save.
You know what? Let's do Constitution.
Well,
all right. Wait. Can I make the argument? Whoa, hear me out. While we did this, he was on Constitution pills.
Okay.
I'm proficient in Constitution if I can help.
Well, hold on. Let me just do some math really quickly and see what we're working with right now.
Medicine.
So,
and I have guidance.
Listen, if he is on the Constitution medicine, that is going to make his I'll tell you what. We're gonna go with guidance because that sounds. Well, hold on.
I have guidance.
This is a saving throw.
Spell slots.
This is a saving throw, so it would be bless, which
I have that too, and I have spell slots even from before the long rest.
No, yeah, you're good. So, but we'll allow for a D4. What I will say right now is the DC is a 16. The current average of these rolls is a 15.75.
0.75. Yes.
So you want to roll the D4?
I'll bless my boy Ragnar.
Yeah, you want to roll the D4 and we'll add it to the collective here?
No, Vex. You roll the D4.
I roll the D4. Okay.
That's right. You're rolling everything today.
So that's a
I think
2.
that's just enough, isn't it? Wait. 2 divided by 4 is like 0.25, right?
14,
Wait.
20,
Wait, no.
25.
That's 0.5. It's enough.
16.25. Yeah, you got there, buddy.
16.25. Wow.
So you have succeeded with your top priority here in concocting some sort of this experimental medicine that you have been utilizing frequently, and you have studied human anatomy. You've studied your own, physiology and things like that, as well as gleaming so much from Franklin Gilman, rest in peace, 07s, that you have made a relative breakthrough here. And I will not be DMing you right now. Me and you are gonna cook on this a little bit more. We've talked briefly before all of the downtime stuff, but we'll go over, as I have a lot of ideas, and before I get anything mechanically solidified, I'll go over it with you specifically. But that is what we will call a success, barely. What would the next priority be?
The next priority would be increasing my arsenal, maybe my fighting style a bit. It's been a while since I've added a new technique to the roster. I think it's about time I did that.
Got you. So it was just some physical training. Wonderful. I know you had expressed interest in potentially learning the fishman karate type ways that Fugu and Philip. So, would you maybe go and see where they were positioned at for surveillance and spend some time sparring with them?
Sure. 100%. I'm a fan of their mastery in fishman karate.
Yeah, so it's 2 individuals that are very, very capable that are going to be helping you with all of this. So I will say, we're going to do 3. Yeah, we're going to do 3 roles, any roles you can flavor or justify for this training sesh. And the collective DC for this is going to be a 17.
All right, so I'm going to say one of my roles would be insight, to see how much I could focus on the instructions or demonstrations, I guess.
Got you. Oh, am I rolling everything?
Oh yeah, Vex, you are rolling.
I forgot I closed your sheet. Let me open that back up.
This could be a good thing or a bad thing right now. Let's be clear. I don't know what's going to happen.
So insight is first on the menu, and this is going to be flat.
Who said Vex couldn't roll good?
It's pretty
you should
goated.
be ashamed of yourself.
What's the next roll?
This is gonna be hard. I would just say, how would a flat wisdom sound, to see how well I take in the information I just tried to pay attention to?
Flat wisdom too. So what I will say is that these guys are legitimately sparring with you. So yeah, we could do a flat wisdom if you wanted. That you're pretty good at that, so I'll roll that right now.
I have no idea what's gonna happen with this.
Yikes.
Yeah. See, right now I
know
something.
you, and you would guidance yourself, so I'll throw a d4 on that, because that is a check, not a save, right?
Yeah, it's a check.
But I do know you, and you would absolutely say guidance, so we'll... Hey, a 1 could make the whole difference, it could be the whole thing. We got another one roll, correct?
Then I'll say, based on my wisdom, I obviously had to be. I was on the back end of that entire encounter with these guys. So it was more me focusing on my survival instincts in the fight.
Survival it is.
Keep in mind, guys, I'm choosing to make this more difficult for myself by rolling with my lower proficiency.
Jesus.
Let's
Okay.
go.
You're pretty good at survival. So that is a 52 divided by 3. 17.33. You met. Wonderful. So again, I will be interacting with you throughout the week to cook on that specifically. Any other priorities for Lord Azrael during this week of downtime?
This would be the last one, and this would probably, in my opinion, be really hard because I'm gonna need Samia and I'm gonna need Softy Boy to help me with this. See, I'm going to be slowly building up my tolerance towards electricity and poison, and not just any kind of poison. I remember the things I grabbed from Franklin earlier?
Yeah.
The fungus. I'm gonna see if I can isolate it in one of my arms. I think the idea of the fungus being able to move things that are unconscious but still alive would work in some way tandem with my arm.
This is insane. This is crazy. So, pretty wild. This is going to be very, very, very difficult, I will say. For this specifically, you're getting two very competent individuals. Like Samia is a goat, we know that. Softy Boy is him, we know that, and you're you know. So we're gonna give you this. We're gonna give you the 4 checks that you had gotten previously when they were also assisting you, but the DC for this is going to be, and I cannot stress this enough, this is me trying to be as fair and realistic as I can, a 26. It's possible.
It is possible. It is possible. I will act like it's not. It's possible.
It's 100% possible.
It's me. If anybody can do it, Lord, and Samia and Softy Boy. I'm gonna tell you this right now, Vex. I'm rolling guidance on every single one of these.
Okay, I'll keep that checked. What's first?
I don't think I can justifiably help anymore in this downtime. So
yeah. So I'll say I'll roll medicine for all 3 of these. 1 from me, 1 from Samia, and 1 from Saw.
You just need me to open up all 3 of these character sheets. That's what you need. That's wonderful.
Okay, you can just use mine. You can just use mine. It's the same. You can just use mine.
I don't know if it is the same, is it?
Use mine as if it was them. It's fine.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so let me open up this one. So we got another one.
22. 22.
Wait, stop. Wait. I'm off by a few.
You would need to. I think you need a crit. I'm not positive.
I'm off by a few.
I mean, you might need an average of 26.
An average of 26.
I did not. I have 4 rolls though. I have 4 rolls.
I mean, you gotta get like a 30.
My god.
Ooh,
this is
yeah.
not good.
I think you need to like legit crit in order to pull this off, but you're making progress one way. Remember, there is no failures in what we're accomplishing today in our downtime.
We've seen it happen.
Yeah. Okay.
None of these were bad rolls. It was just such a hard thing to do.
Yeah, so you've made progress, but you're not
I think the average of this is 20.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like it's a pretty solid average because it's 18, 20, 22, 22, right? Like it's a very respectable effort from all 3 of you. But you have, it's actually kind of exhausting for you. And so I will say that like you will feel the wear and tear that it is taking on your body to try to accomplish like some of these things that you're trying to do. Yeah, for like at least like a day straight, you're just gonna kind of like not be performing the way that you like. Again, if you had tried to do this back before everything at the tourbillon happened, you might be unalive at the things that you just put yourself through. You've made progress. There are no failures in what we're trying to do. It's just that you haven't quite hit the goalpost you wanted to hit. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Captain Scarlet.
Let's go.
Yo.
What are you gonna be spending your downtime on throughout this week? What would you like to be accomplishing?
Let's see, there's a couple of things. One, she will want to try to get more of an understanding on the voices and what that concept
For sure.
really means.
Is that your top priority?
Yeah, that would be our top.
Okay.
Something else she would try to focus. Helping Dill and like with her fighting capabilities, and Samia as well.
Hell
just
yeah.
for like self-defense reasons. And,
Okay.
Besides that, she'll probably just probably try to figure out where this eternal log post is going.
Got you. So I would say for the top priority, figuring out everything with the voice that you can and trying to get reps in there. We had seen that Cece is somebody who has like a bit of an affinity to wildlife, not quite to the degree that we've seen like as effortlessly as it seems to be for Dalt. And you've made a good amount of progress yourself, but yeah, if Cece is willing to help, I know Dalt would be absolutely right there.
Yeah.
So it's two people helping you out. Scarlet, inherently, this is a difficult thing to accomplish, even with an army worth of people helping you out. Like it's something that is just inherently very difficult. So I'm gonna allow you to roll any 3 rolls that you can flavor for this. The DC is a 23.
Flavor?
We a whole coven of witches.
Okay. That's crazy.
I would say first check. I would try to let me see.
Maybe any roll on your sheet that you can flavor. It doesn't just have to be like a check. It could be like a save or an attack. So like just however you would like to justify it. Let me have it.
So for the first roll, I'm thinking an insight to try to get a grasp on the little instant bits pieces Dalt be giving her. I'm trying to roll that first.
Okay. 18, not bad.
What?
So 18 is not bad at all. All right, and you got what, 2 more rolls? What would you like them to be?
I wanna do a charisma save.
Interesting. I like that. A charisma save.
I'm gonna do. Oh,
Tough.
could I try to lucky that one?
Absolutely. I knew you were gonna ask.
go.
I knew you were gonna ask.
Well, let's get a better roll.
Let's go, dude.
24 is sick. Let's go.
For the final roll, let me see. I want to say a performance to try to finish, see if I get a good finish on this attempt.
Okay.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, and so, fuck, I forgot what was the average I said. It was a 23.
Yeah.
I heard a 13. No, I'm joking.
Okay, so you are ridiculously close. And what I will say is that I will allow for a D4 for guidance, as Dalt absolutely has that ability and she would be cheering you on. So go ahead and roll a D4.
3.
Ooh, okay, so. Oh my god, dude, you're so close. You did a save.
I can use my new feed on her, and explain to her in a way that she would understand, and add that wisdom or that proficiency to it, which is just adding
3.
Yeah,
Just a flat 3.
just a flat 3. If I read that correctly, I think I did.
Yeah, you did. It puts you above. You are at a 23.3 Scarlet with the assistance of some of the goat crew. You are going to. I'm actually gonna DM you, or I'll cook with you throughout the week. Let me know whenever you're free, and we'll chat about this a little bit more. I have some things I just don't want to solidify. Like yeah, you and I will cook on this. Trust. What is, you said second priority was combat training with Dalt and Samia, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me open up their sheets really quickly. I'm gonna have Dalt roll twice and Samia roll twice. What I'm gonna need from you, Captain Scarlet, really quickly is roll me a flat attack with your great sword.
What is it?
A 22. Okay, so we are gonna roll, and Dalt's specialty is a whip. Outside of just her words and things like that, she's trained with the whip, and that's what she's going to be utilizing for these roles. No fucking way. Holy shit. Okay, so this is really interesting.
Oh,
this is extremely interesting. Give me a second, because I can't do basic math without a calculator. So if she got a 25 and a 19, she literally exactly hit a 22, like completely right on the money. It could not be more exact than that, which is crazy. And now let's see what Samia is got in her bag really quickly. So there's gonna be two different potential win conditions for her here. She is somebody who is more versed with a sling. So that's what she's gonna be using. Let's roll that. Oh, it's flat, my bad. So the 11 is what wow, that's a terrible roll. It's fine. Even if this doesn't work out, there is, like I said, there's two potential win conditions here for her. Okay, so yeah, she is definitely less versed in like straight combat training, the way that you are versed, Scarlet, whereas Dalt seems to be getting the hang of things. Go ahead and roll damage off of that 22 that you rolled for your greatsword, please. 16 is actually insane. She would in fact need to roll max damage on both of her attacks in order for her to hit that. But she is somebody who is more versed in her creativity. So I'm gonna roll one of her attacks, and the other is going to be a vaccine shot. And if her damage calc can match your 16 or beat it, this will be her second condition that she can potentially succeed through. Bro.
6. She needs 3 more.
And the second one will be the sling.
Let's go!
All right.
Let's go.
Samia and Dalt both succeed. Samia in more ranged combat and more creative techniques, whereas Dalt is becoming more versed on the front lines, face-to-face, close quarters style, right? Wonderful. And then your third priority, I said Samia is more of like a ranged and creative fighter, but she has succeeded in like, she's definitely benefited greatly from training with you. Dalt is more of like a close quarters fighter, and she is giving you a run for your money. She's like kind of matching you nearly beat for beat when it comes to like head-to-head close quarters combat. She picked it up very quickly. So you've made a lot of progress in training with both of them. You yourself, you don't necessarily feel like they pushed you to a point where you have improved so much. It's just that they have greatly improved, and this might have also improved the teamwork that the three of you share in future battlefields, right?
Let's go.
And then you had any other
Big three.
Hell yeah, you had a third priority?
Oh yeah, the third priority was trying to figure out the layout of where that turtle pole is pointing to.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and I will say that this is going to be extremely difficult, and I will say that 2 of these rolls will be fixed. I will be telling you what you need to roll for 2 of them, but one of them you will be able to flavor how you would like. I'm going to say that even with Cece's help, you will need to be rolling a history right here. And we'll add a +3 to that from Cece's proficiency bonus. So history is for sure one thing that you need to roll here.
All right, I'm gonna get that.
So that's a 17, accounting for Cece's helping you with their new beefy sheet. That sounded weird.
Yeah, it did.
He said, "Hey yo." The next role that is absolutely mandatory for you to be able to succeed on this is going to be a navigator's tools, which you should have in your tools proficiencies on your sheet. Oof, it's looking rough.
I'm gonna look at that.
Oh, excellent. I thought you might. Yeah.
Come on, give me a better roll. Let's go.
Oh wow. Okay. And
lucky clutches.
The third roll, I will allow you to flavor however you might like. Which any roll on your sheet, however you might want to flavor it. What I will say is, there will be no luckies for this next roll. If it's a check, guidance is potentially on the table. If it's a save, bless is potentially on the table, but lucky is not, since it's been used in this.
Help?
Depends on who's helping.
I was thinking. Let me see. I'm asking about. I was thinking if I could ask, what's his name? Fugu, or yeah, probably Fugu. Philip is a little slow. Yeah, I would ask Fugu, see what he knows about the combat.
Okay. How would you like to roll this? And so if Fugu is going to be able to provide you with any of his knowledge, that really depends on what you're rolling.
I would flavor this as side.
Insight. Okay, yeah. You can go ahead and get advantage, as Fugu is somebody who is rather insightful.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Holy shit. That's actually...
Fugu, you dirty dog.
That's actually crazy. So we add these up and divide it. That is a 21, which I will say right now does not meet the DC, but you are more firm in believing that this is something that, based off of the direction and your knowledge and maps and Fugu's, him being insightful and well-traveled and things like that, this is, it's narrowed down to something more specific than just northwest. At first, you might have had a thought in the back of your mind that somehow this would have pointed at Calvaria, which is where the Davy Back Alley was, where we had where some of the crew had just formed, and where the Captain Collector had ambushed, just like the remnants of the Crackerjack Pirates, like shipwreck or whatever, right? Like so like you were thinking maybe for a while now in the back of your mind, ever since you've got out of the red sand, that maybe it's pointing there, because that's like a place by the Calm Belt that's a little bit to the north and a little bit to the west of here. Fugu and you have figured out that it confidently that it's pointing more north than that and less west, and that would narrow it down to either the Fool's Sea, the North Pole, or some location in the New World. It's a broad like canvas there, like it's like a wide cone on like the map where you've narrowed it down from like a 60-degree cone to like a 30-degree cone with all of this, but you're not able to triangulate or pinpoint exactly where this might be going.
I'm gonna give Fugu like a little handshake. I'm like, I think a little more reading up on this, we might be able to figure out where it's actually going.
Yeah.
Good
so
job.
If you're looking at the map right now, which I just adjusted, I'm trying to adjust for stream, but where you guys are at right now, northwest is going to be, you can see this compass up at the very top. Northwest is going to be like I said, towards the Calm Belt. Let me kind of show you the cone that you're working with here. So you were previously thinking it might be here-ish, which is where Calvaria is, where you guys sailed into the north half of Livniel from. But you are now more along the lines of thinking that it's somewhere here or beyond that it could be pointing. So like this kind of like area. And I can't stress that it could be here, it could be within the Calm Belt and not within the north, or it could be further than the Calm Belt and in the actual New World proper. Does that help you kind of get an image in your mind?
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Hell yeah, because straight north would be like this, obviously. Straight west would be like this-ish, kind of. So like somewhere in between those two things. And like yeah, this is not like the world. This, imagine this like an orange slice as we like kind of zoom out. Like north, like straight north is not necessarily just like a straight line. Straight north from where you're at right now would be more like this, right? It's just on a map, it's only two-dimensional, but the world is not two-dimensional, despite what Tigum thought. Rest in peace, my goat.
Are you saying the world is a globe? Wow. It's almost like I said that. No.
Crazy.
Crazy.
No, he
We're
said
not on the
orange.
back of a cosmic elephant.
Oh my god.
I love it here, y'all. Wonderful. Is there
Would
any
Scarlet
other...
mention to us about the Fool's Sea or anything, like what she found out about this?
I don't know, would you, Scarlet?
Oh yeah, she will relay everything.
I would let you know my knowledge of the Fool's Sea then. And no, I don't know a lot about it, but I do know a lot of people go missing there.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, not I.
Well, the name,
Not us.
well, the name makes sense. That's all I'm gonna say.
Imagine
You fool.
it's like a Florian triangle of the north, you know, but it's not a triangle. That's kind of like an equivalence that we know of in One Piece, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Any other little minor interactions? We're running a little bit later than I was thinking we would. Thank you for all hanging out. If you're in the chat still, you're super goated. Make sure you guys like these stream. But we'll be wrapping up shortly, and once we completely finish, I'll send it to the players, and we'll see, you know, their closing thoughts, and then I'll be reading a cover story. And we'll be doing a SBS session where you guys can ask the crew and myself whatever you might like next week, Tuesday at our regular time. Any other last little interactions or any closing things that the crew might want to take care of?
Bro, it's been so, yo, I just want to shout out the chat. Y'all don't understand. It's been so long. We've been talking about this session since like session 2. You wouldn't even dig. I was so hyped.
Cece would try to get chummy with Big Az over the week.
Oh, hell yeah.
Flirtatious, if you will.
So you and him don't have a bounty. You guys would be able to visit the capital, and you'd be able to like maybe show him some of the sights and stuff like that in between him
I'm in.
helping out. Yeah. Captain, I just have one more question for you. As we go to close out then, as about a week has passed, there's still a couple more days before the shipment that Bang Di Boom was very interested in would arrive, and the fishing contest that Lord Azrael was semi-interested in would take place. Would you want to set out immediately as the ship is repaired, or are you cool hanging out? There's been no updates whatsoever on Orion getting out of the swamp in the past 7 days.
Roughly how long would this take?
Like 3 or so more days, like a half a week. So like, you know what I mean? Like if you were wanting to stick around for these other events to occur.
No, I'm ready to head out.
All right. So when we pick up, not next week, because we'll be doing an SBS, we pick up in 2 weeks time, the crew will be setting sail.
Let's go.
Big things. Yeah, I'm hype. I'm so hype, y'all. I cannot even begin to describe to you. I'll be messaging some of you, and we can do some interactions that occur after the SBS and stuff like that, like some more fleshing out of maybe this past week that just occurred, if any, like, because I've had some ideas myself of something that some of the NPCs would be doing, and I'll make sure mechanically everything's added to their sheets before the next proper session. So yeah, we're not going to be setting out like as soon as we get into the next official session and non-SBS session, but we will be we'll be going over a little bit more of some of this downtime, and then yeah, could be anywhere from here. This is hype.
Yeah, I'm excited. Cece's officially part of the crew. Let's go.
Shut up,
Let's
Cece.
go.
Shut up, Phil. Shut up, my dog food.
Hell yeah, yo.
Papa, we made it.
Yeah, goated shit. I wanted to, like I said, I could spend a lot more time focusing on some of the NPC stuff, but I wanted to make sure we went over all of y'all's things and we got all of that figured out. Ragnar, I'm gonna be messaging you. Balincc, I'll be messaging you, and we'll kind of cook. But those of you that did get to add things to your sheet,
No problem.
let me know if you have any questions, and Ragnar will be in touch for sure. I have plenty of ideas. Absolute W's all around, crew. Of what an island Lovenil has been so far. what a crazy series of events that have transpired. Honestly, there's like a bit of a lump in my throat. I'm here for it, but gonna send it around to all of you if you guys wanted to kind of like promo anything, plug anything before I read the cover story and sign us off.
Yo, Bangy Boom Bounty coming soon. Don't even doubt it. We're gonna crash out. We're gonna crash out somewhere and run up this check. Don't even worry about it. We're gonna blow something.
Nah, bro, you'll see the topper.
A picture of Cece's bounty as the butcher in the Scarlet Pirates chat in Vex's server. So make sure you guys join that. Things we do there.
Hell yeah. Make sure you check out all the links in the description for all of these wonderful individuals here. Make sure you're on Ragnar's TikTok, link in the description. Make sure you're sub to Eternal Dawn, link in the description. Make sure you sub to StrawHatLucas, link in the description. Got lots of great shit coming from all of them. Make sure you're sub to me if you would. That would be super goated. Make sure you guys liked the stream, and if nobody else has anything that they wanted to say, I am gonna go ahead and read the most recent cover story.
Yeah, thank you for hosting again, bro. This was a W session. I'm pretty feeling pretty emotional. We're setting sail too. Incredible.
Hell yeah. This cover story is called What's up?
Oh, I was gonna say I got this. Fuck a island name, Live Neil. We out.
Okay. This cover story is called Upon a Star. Interior. Fanciful dressing room filled with clothing racks, studio lights, drawers and counters filled and covered with makeup, brushes, and jewelry. There was a glittering hum to all of the plastic and glass within the room as the soft light bounced between several large mirrors lining each wall. Staring intently into her own reflection can be seen an elegantly dressed and porcelain performer of the arts, and behind her, the poster of a stage play could be seen on the wall. Her stern and disciplined focus is quickly broken by a light knocking at the door, as suddenly the buzz of the world returned to fill her ears once again. Showtime in less than 5 minutes. Break a leg tonight. Miss, you've got another bouquet. This one's from the producer. The smell of perfume, hairspray, and scented beauty products almost assaulted her as the taste of the cherry red lipstick returned to her tongue, and the voices and noises from the outside world bombarded her. She took a deep breath in and then out, recollecting herself as she once was. A look of nervousness and apprehension melted away as she stood up and approached the door. She strut right past a member of the backstage crew holding an extravagant arrangement of flowers. I've gotten plenty of flowers already. I give it to one of the backup dancers. Whichever one you think is the prettiest, I'm sure it'll make her night. To be continued.